running joke of that's really uncommon in good old Valorant whenever we watch it.
I mean, the good by the other, it allows for them to sort of see how their opponents are playing and sort of come up with a opportunity to play against it. Because every loss is a learning opportunity in the end. And being able to learn why the enemy team was able to do something so well, studying their gameplay, so that maybe the next time you go up against them, maybe tomorrow, whether it be in the tournament on Friday, it'll just make it a little bit easier for you to go up against them since you have a little bit more knowledge. And they had the opportunity to do that during all of their games before the round robins and the tournament bracket came out. But in this setting, there's a lot more pressure to do so, and I feel like they're going to do it a lot more diligently than in maybe a more casual scenario.
Yeah, and I mean, the back and forth is always going to happen, but right now we're seeing that a lot of these teams, some of them might maybe just be having more confidence because it's day one and they feel prepared and are ready to go into it. But overall, it's still been some really good back and forth. I think we've seen a lot of good plays exemplifying what we've always talked about in both of these games as we're going to jump into Game 4 of Kubi versus Daegu here. Looks like hanging on as we go straight for a goal shot right there. Great save by Jay. Well, against Jay as they are trying to go for the goals, and he gets it. Mr. Mixty really getting redemption for the previous game where they were struggling to get those shots in. Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, pass to himself, went straight into the goal. Nice clean shot above the defense. That's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, but we do have to talk about Daegu a little bit here. They managed to take a round off of Kubi. And they were originally not doing super hot on the defense against them. So I wonder if there was something said in the room that made them change up their strategy a little bit. But the fact that they were able to stay in this for another round gives me confidence that we may see a map 5.
Yeah, they do not want to go down without a fight, so we'll have to see here how they plan to make their offensive as we see Broccoli going up towards the goal. It's going to be pushed away. Saved by their teammate to make sure they don't pop it in, but Jay tries to get a pot shot over. It hits the backboard, does not go into the goal. He tries to go for the save, but gets pushed out of the way, and Mr. Mixty is able to follow through.
It's just like I was talking about earlier. Bumps can be almost as
we see it right there.
As the demos. No defense can get through if you're just getting knocked away. But Kubi up 2-0 in the series, or in the game. Jay manages to get first touch, followed up by Mr. Mixity, trying to get it into a good spot for the rest of his team to go and capitalize. Doesn't get anything there, but nobody from his team is there to really take advantage of it except for Inivijig, who's able to keep it on Daegu's side of the field.
Now watching the goal, they don't want to let another shot through. They see them trying to capitalize it, and Ember goes through, bounces the ball away twice here, with Broccoli trying to back them up. They need to be careful. Low on boost means low on defense, and Jay's able to get through just like that.
What a play out of Jay. I wonder if it was the big foam hat that let him get that in there.
Maybe
a little bit of weight to the front of the car.
Helps the hitbox or something,
Yeah,
gives them a little extra on the front there. Well, and it also did not help that Broccoli was stuck at 13 boost at that point. I mean, what are you going to do when you really don't have much verticality? But he's going to get the punch shot right off the goal.
Right at the beginning.
Wow.
Sneak one in, putting them up in this.
Look at that follow through. Whether that was luck or an insane read, what a great way to get a goal right off the start.
What are you talking about luck? There's no such thing as luck in this game. That was 100% planned by Broccoli. He's just going to wait for him to hit it off to the side and then bang, hit it right into the goal. But Jay here is going to use a little strategy of his own, passing it off to Mr. Mixity.
It goes off the backboard.
By Ember.
It's still there.
The backboard, it's still there, and Ember's not quite able to get to it a second time. Jay continues the lead, up 3-4-1.
Oh, unfortunately, there was really no one there to... I mean, they all were there, but none of them really jumped for it. And unfortunately for them, that meant that the ball went in for Kubi once again.
Yeah, no boost in the goal is not a spot that you really want to be at, especially when the ball is just above your jumping range, too. Jay is going to get initial possession of the ball, passing it over to the middle, but no one's quite there to intercept. Looks like... it
could be another one.
Oh, no.
Good save. Oh, but it's going to go back in. Mr. Mixty getting the hat trick and once again following through. I think the name of this game right now is just follow through and you will get the goal. Is from almost the midpoint, he's able to get the ball redirected into the goal. And honestly, Daegu, that's one thing that they're struggling with right now is they just aren't getting enough ball control and they're suffering for it.
Yeah, Brainora almost got there, but at the same time, he was just a little bit too far away. Couldn't quite use his boost. Jay with the shot blocked by Brino, and he's just able to stay in that goal. And when he does have enough boost, he's able to block a lot of these, but with no one in the goal, that's going to be an easy one for Mr. Mixity to walk right in with the air dribble.
I mean, yeah, you see it right there. He had control of the ball. He went over, bounced it, and I mean, really, there was just no one rotated on the goal properly. The person that was there rotated out. There was no one to assist, and with that, they're now at 6-1.
Oh.
Little less than 3
Mr.
minutes
Mixity
on the
with a
clock.
shot.
Another shot hits the backboard, going back up into the air. Looks for the commit, but doesn't have really the room to work with it. Broccoli and Ember trying to get just a touch on the ball, and Brenora is going to clear it. The issue right now is they, once again, don't have control of the ball. It's going back to Kubi, and they'll have to be careful here. It is over their goal. Could they get a shot onto Kubi's goal? Oh, but they're able to clear it. Jay has control. Going to drive it over. Daegu needs to rotate back. The goal is wide open.
Oh, that's something that we've been seeing so much out of Daegu. They leave their goal wide open, but they were able to rotate. Jay not quite able to get the angle he wanted. Mr. Mixity trying to get the ball back, and Ivajig is getting there, going backwards with the Tomater special.
Oh, demo.
But Broccoli is able to get the demo, punishing for the hubris, but nobody's in the goal.
Oh,
and Ivajig
wait.
misses though. And now the ball is back in Daegu's hands. They still have a chance to win this round.
Okay, bounce it off the backboard. There might be someone there to follow through. We've seen it a lot, but there isn't anyone. So Daegu is able to clear it. Will they be able to get control? Broccoli is going to dribble with the ball. He has 0 boost, though. He's not going to be able to do much to get it away from Kubi if they try to go for it. They try to hit the ball, but they just aren't positioned right to go to the goal. So Jay's going to try and pop it up. Is there anyone to follow through? No one is there. Ember and Brinor watching that goalpost. So as Ember tries to take it over to Kubi's side, might be their opportunity to get a goal, but with 1 minute and 20 seconds on the clock, they need it soon.
Yeah, definitely. But with this defense, I'm not sure they're going to be able to get anything past it unless they do one of those highly calculated plays. But Broccoli isn't quite able to get to it. Ember with the demo on a Nivajig, that's going to make it a little bit harder to play defense. Brinora tries to get through, but is just bumped away. Same with the rest of the team, but it doesn't matter. Mr. Mixity able to get a shot off, widening the lead.
1 minute remaining, and with this goal under their belt, it's just another nail in the coffin, unfortunately, for Daegu here. With the amount of goals that they would have to make, I mean, that's essentially every 10 seconds you need to make a goal here. And that's a lot to ask. We'll have to see what will happen. And if Kubi is going to be able to gain another goal, or for Daegu will crawl back, this is a tough spot for them. As we see Kubi bringing the ball up once again, Jay taking another shot, getting a hat trick.
That is 2 different hat tricks in this round too, from 2 different players. But this is probably the end for Noru though. I think Juby was just doing a really good job at just playing that relentless offense. Like we've seen it the entire game. Broccoli was able to get 1 shot off with his very highly calculated right off the rip shot. But I feel like every time it actually came down to playing defense, like right there, Nivajig was just able to sneak them in.
Yeah, we see right there, just off rotation, and you know, being in the goal to try and intercept can work, but I think it's just such a hard option to do. You have to have the right timing if you really want to be able to deflect the ball, and we're seeing here just has not paid off for them. Now 9-1, ball is going to bounce over. One person watching the goal with the rest out in front. 30 seconds remaining. Mr. Mixie looking for an opportunity, and Jay following through.
Yeah, just the ability to follow up on those passes and make those plays is what is kind of setting the difference here. Mr. Mixity and Jay definitely having that team synergy and just being able to follow up on just about everything. Plus, playing in the goal gives you such little time to actually react, because it might look relatively large, but the goal isn't that big. And trying to get the ball in there is one thing, but trying to choose whatever spot in the goal that ball is going to go to and maneuver your car that direction is incredibly hard, as we just saw Jay finding another.
Yeah, we see here just pop over the defense, and with that, another goal in.
Plus the
11-1, 12 seconds on the clock. There is no really way for Daegu to be able to take this back as the clock goes down. All they can really do is try and prevent another shot on goal. 4 seconds remaining. Once the ball lands, it will really just be in Kubi's court here, as it does in fact go to Kubasaki High School, 11-1.
Yeah, looking at the shot chart, 5% total shots to 95.
And I mean, when you look
Yeah.
at it too, like the big thing it came down to was ball control. And so for that, Kubasaki was able to take it. And so congrats to Kubi for taking the match in Rocket League. Well fought, well played. And overall, I think we are getting to see a good array of just different skills within esports, because we've been watching both Valorant and Rocket League and seeing these high schools play in both of the divisions, and just seeing not divisions, different games is giving us a really good look at all of it. And I think one of the things we got to really see from this matchup was the importance of rotations.
Yeah, also, when you have the same team that you watch more than once in a night, it gives you the opportunity to kind of scope out what teams will be sort of placed where and how good you think they're going to do. We saw Kubi play earlier tonight. They tended to struggle a little bit against Egren, but they went up again. In this matchup, they did really, really well. Their offensive strategies ended up working. So we sort of know that they are really good at the offense, but once they get put on defense, it's where they tend to struggle. So it allows us to sort of figure out how they like to play in that regard. We saw Kubi play a really good offensive game this time around, and it'll also allow for others to watch their games and say, this team is an offensive problem. We need to do a defensive solution to it.
Yeah, and I mean, anytime you're having, when you have a deficit, a goal deficit, of 11-1, so 10 goals, that really shows that at that point, you weren't able to hold your defense, and you kind of were just chasing the ball around and essentially the other team around. And that is one of those situations where, unfortunately, you had to pick one and you just weren't able to get either of them off the board. And that's okay, because sometimes that just happens when you're going against a team, especially when they catch you off guard and get so many goals so quickly, which is what happened a lot of times in that matchup. But now they'll have to figure out what their strategy is going forward, now that they know that Kubasaki can be like that.
Yeah, especially because they did end up sneaking around off of Kubasaki too. This wasn't a 3-0 sweep, it was a 3-1. So being able to take one off of a team like Kubasaki, who might have beaten you badly in one round, is kind of a confidence booster. We may not have beat them, but at the same time, we know what we did right in that round that allowed us to win. We know how to capitalize on what they did wrong, and it's a learning opportunity for them. We know what we need to do next time in order to beat this team.
Yeah, and that's one of the most important things you can do in any one of those situations, especially in Rocket League, when you have so many games that you're going into. One of the most important things is not to get discouraged, not to get thrown off, and to look forward what might be happening. Just we'll take a second in a moment to look at the next setup for our teams going into Rocket League here for the next matchup, which is going to be Osan versus Kadena High School. As we're looking up at this, the teams we see, as I said, Osan and Kadena, with Osan with CTF, Stare Sports, M. Cantor, Asian Dan, and Jackson Jr.
And on the side of Kadena High School, we have King Kazerks, New Soup, Luke, and Ben on Business.
Ben on Business. That's a good one.
He is standing on business.
No, he's been on business.
He has been on business. He's been on business.
I think the other fun as casters, right, of casting for such a large event and with so many players is not only having the fun of watching them play, but trying to get their names right the first time as we look at their gamer tags. How many times have we looked at them and then realized that later on what the words actually were, which is in one of the keys to the game for casters, just like USO's keys to the game in Rocket League, which in Rocket League is to create mistakes, punish the debail commit, use boosts wisely, and bump opponents to disrupt. This tournament is brought to you by USO, and since 1941, the USO has been the nation's leading organization to serve the men and women in the U.S. military and their families throughout their time in uniform. From the moment they join, through their assignments and deployments, and as they transition back to their communities, the USO is always by their side.
also another really fun thing are just like the names in general, because I feel like in college and professional Overwatch, or in esports, I don't know why I keep saying Overwatch.
Just specifically
But-
professional Overwatch,
yeah.
you know, like none of the other games.
None of the other games are like this. But I feel like in professional esports, a lot of the time you see like 5, 6 character names.
But you see a lot of long names, just like this shot was fairly long by Weth, just sneaking it in past Jumpin' Jack, giving them a 1-0 lead. That was a quick first goal.
I mean, starting off strong into the match is always a good way to set the precedence, which they most certainly have as Kadena High School launches the ball all the way over to Osan's side right off the bat, trying to get some goals in, but they are unable to with capturing the ball before it can go near their open goal right now, which would be a dangerous spot for them to be, going for an aerial goal, but is not able to fully commit. However, the follow-up from New Soup allows them to score their second goal.
Yeah, just we're seeing a recurring pattern with a lot of these teams that take the early victory, and that's the ability to ricochet it off of a wall or of a player and have somebody immediately follow up on it. And that's how we've seen a ton of these goals go through. Like King Kirizik is able to take it to the goal here, able to
Oh, there could be another
right
shot!
off the top, and New Soup again with another goal.
Wow, look at that. Fast and a lot of teamwork here. And I mean, that's the name of the game with Rocket League. If you are not communicating and have someone there to follow through, you're not going to be making as many goals. And right now, Kadena High School is making the most of it. We're still above 4 minutes in this match, and we're at 3 goals. However, it looks like the ball might be heading to their side, and they'll have to be a little bit careful as they rotate back to grab it. Osan might be able to take an opportunity, but their goal is wide open. And Nusan gets a hat trick. New Soup.
New Soup, yes.
New Soup. He gets a hat trick based off of that.
I mean, it's obviously not Old Soup.
I don't think Old Soup could do that.
Only New Soup could do that.
And indeed he does. He gets the hat trick and brings his team to 4 points. I mean, going well for them so far, and already back onto Osan's side. They have not really been able to get any ball control here, as we see bouncing off the board. This might be an opportunity for Weth to get an aerial shot in. Dan sees it and is able to save it, prevent it from happening. His teammate kind of getting in the way as well. Ball goes back towards the goal. Dan has to back up, but he's able to help commit. His teammate's there to back him up, now bringing it to the other side. Weth tries to gain ball control, bounces, well, he's going to bounce against the side, but Weth is stopping it. Driving it back over up the wall, going for another aerial shot. Is there anyone in the goal to stop him? Oh, it's close, but he isn't able to stop it.
Weth finds the goal. Dan,
He had a
so
moment
close.
too.
Oh, but that
It
double
did the
commit
fake out.
from King Kizaric probably freaked him out too. Having
He
that
didn't
double
know
was
who.
really hard.
He
to
had a
do.
50-50 chance and he didn't win the 50-50, and that's okay. But that does mean that Kadena gets a 5th point in this.
Yeah, Top Dan is going to take it though. First touch onto Kadena's side. This could we might be seeing the first goal for Osan this match.
Yeah, Osan on the side, looking for the opportunity. He's going to bounce it into the air. Weth looks for his
Dan.
moment,
He misses
and
it,
now he gets a
Weth-
hat trick as well. Yeah, we
That
see
was
here.
just an unfortunate angle for Dan. He almost had that too on the go in, and then he just got stuck in the goal. But there's still plenty of game left to play.
Yeah, I think we might be seeing the issue in difference of like strategies here too, especially as we can see with Kadena High School, they are very partial to those aerial goals, which are very, very effective, as we see another double up there, bringing them 7-0 here. But with those like double ups that occur, in just the aerials, it's really hard to counter if you don't have boost or aren't boosting and preparing for it. And it seems like Osan has just not been able to get into the air as quickly as Kadena, and now they're going to attempt for the open.
With the shot
Just
from
as I start
across the
saying that,
world.
that's when we get one of those shots off.
We just need 4 more of those to bring this back to an even game, and I think Carter Frederick 945 has got this. You just gotta do
just
that.
to remind Kadena to not underestimate them, Osan is able to get the goal right off the bat. Now they just need to follow it up with a couple more here if they can. New Soup going to attempt to go for an aerial, jumping over multiple members of Osan's team.
Oh, but
There's no one in the goal, and his teammate passes it over, and they're able to get another goal in.
I'd like to talk to some of these players and see how to pronounce their name, because I've been saying this is King Kaiser this entire time. I wonder if that's actually what it is or if it's something else, because It almost sounds a little bit German. And last I checked, I don't speak very good German.
All right, going into the next round. Another, once again, those aerials have been nasty tonight.
It seems like they're really good with the aerials here. And that's also one of the things that I feel like sets apart the good teams from the great teams, is how you can use that aerial ball control to really set yourself apart. Osan has a really good ground game, but they can't get quite up in the air quite as much as Kadena, even though they have around the same amount of boost.
Yeah, we see here, back onto Osan's side, they just have not been able to control the board or the ball. They do get a couple touches on the ball here, but Weth is able to grab it, goes for the dribble, but a double commit from Osan causes it to go near the goal. They might be able to do it, but King Kaiser is able to save the ball, preventing Osan from getting another goal. Now Kadena is going to try and bring it back. Osan does not want this to happen, but the demo goes through on jumping Jack's flash, and he's unable to get it. That's going to be a rough spot to be, as it gives Kadena an opening here, and they are going to take it.
Allowing King Kaiser to score his second hat trick of the match. Yeah, that's just a tough spot to be in. The double commit onto the defense and just bumping it right in front. And anybody with good air control is going to take advantage of that. That's pretty much a free shot for any team that can capitalize. But Jack's flash is going to get first touch though. Weth is going to be able to take the ball. Jumpin' Jacks needs to find a way to defend this, but King Kaiser with the double commit allows Weth to score another goal.
Yeah, just watching that. Once again, just not able to get the boost needed to reach where Weth was. Using the walls, he was able to get so high up and didn't have to use all of his resources immediately, and that's how he's been making a lot of his goals.
Yeah, just knowing how much boost you really need to use in order to get the job done is definitely really important, but also guarding your goal is pretty important too. New Soup finding another goal just off of that same left side angle, just tapping it in.
I think one of the issues too here is momentum, right? A lot of these cars have been sitting right in front of the goal, which, like, in traditional soccer, right?
Yeah.
Being right in front of the goal as the goalie is a great thing to do, but in this game you need that momentum, especially if you want to get high up and avoid the goals here, like what might happen again with New Soup trying to go in. Ooh. He does miss the ball. They are trying to grab it. Osan tries to get a couple touches onto it. King Kaiser and Weth have it though. They might be able to gain control. They go up into the air once again, looking for their potential. Oh, Osan sees it, and they're not able to get into the goal. Osan trying to gain control once again, but New Soup goes for a punch on it, hits the crossbar. But Weth backs him up once again. 13-1.
Almost got the save too. If he was just a little bit faster, then he might have gotten it too.
The
but
pinch
no
ended up
boost.
helping in a way too, though.
Yeah. All right, less than 2 minutes to go. Currently, Kadena sits at 13-1. New Soup with control of the boost, having full, is going to take it right back to Osan's side, and the momentum just keeps gaining for Kadena.
Yeah, but once again, Osan sitting in the goal isn't able to gain enough momentum, and I believe at this point, every single member of that team, like, I believe they've all gotten a hat trick now.
I think so. King Kaiser got his earlier in the match, and I think
New
Soup did get his.
And then Weth. So officially, Kadena has had all three players get hat tricks, and as we continue forward, they might get another one, bouncing it off the backboard again. King Kaiser is able to get another shot on goal and get it in. I mean, this is what we were talking about, though, with the momentum. Sitting in front of the goal, not gaining that momentum, not building it up, you're just not able to get high up enough to block any shots, and keep seeing that happen again and again to Osan here.
Yeah, it's just hard to regain any of that momentum from standing still. In regular soccer, people are able to go from 0 to 100 really quick, but with cars, you have that acceleration time, and it makes it a little bit harder just to get up to speed and get to where you need to go. It also seems like the Osan members are really scared to use their boost. Carter Frederick has full boost here, but he didn't use it on the defense, but he's going for it on the offense here, just trying to get this ball onto Kadena's side and pressure him out. But King Kaiser with another shot from the other side of the field.
Yeah, we see here just uses the wall to his advantage, able to pop it over, and Osan was just a little too fast with jumping Jack's flash there. He wasn't able to, he was a little faster than the ball, and it went right past him, and that was one of those things, if you can't calculate it, but a great demo at the beginning there. good way to slow the assault from Kadena, but they are going to try and bounce it off the backboard. King Kaiser comes out from the previous area, but he wasn't able to capitalize on it. This might be an opportunity for Osan. The ball is on their side, but Kadena is going to launch it into the air one more time. Will Osan be able to block it? They end up driving into the goal, and they just aren't able to do anything.
New Soup with another hat trick in this match. And just, yeah, this exemplifies Kadena's just excellency when it comes to playing in the air. That ball goes up, and New Soup or King Kaiser is just on it. They're like bloodhounds, but instead of blood, it's a ball in the air. 30 seconds to go. Weth looking for another goal, but blocked by Jack Splash. New Soup looking to follow up, and King Kaiser not quite able to get it in.
Driving around now. Not a lot of time left on the clock. 1-17. Weth looking to try and increase that here. It bounces off the backboard. They try to commit, but Osan is able to stop them. No one is in front of the goal. 8 seconds left. Weth looking for a potential goal, but Osan is going to block it one more time. Jumping Jack Plus is there. King Kaiser sees an opportunity, but with that 1 second, as soon as the ball touches the ground, which it doesn't seem to, they might be trying to keep it up because why not at this point? But they are going to get the score 1-18 at 0 seconds.
Yeah, I just feel like that the momentum really favored, really favored one team over the other, and Kadena just knew how to capitalize on that momentum. Like we can see the total shots.
Look at the amount of shots on goal. You can't even see the goal at that point with the way that went. But checking in on our other Valorant game, actually, Kadena and Osan as well right now. Looks like the table might be turned, actually. 6-3, Osan currently leading.
Yeah, that is...
Well, potentially. It might be a different team, actually.
But we are seeing a little bit of different operator picks here. Out of both teams, the Neon does come out, as well as I believe I saw a Phoenix, too. Also, that revive, that comeback ability, being able to die once and then coming back with your ultimate is definitely one of the things that is invaluable in a game where one life matters so much.
Okay, team is getting the plant. 2-1 difference, defense versus offense here. Alyssa Dowd does not have a lot of room to work with if they want to be able to take out the spike. And if they want to be able to get it, they need to move now. I don't know if they'll be able to get there in time. They have to be careful. Smokes are down, giving them some room to work with. They might be out of time at this point.
Yeah, best case scenario here would be to take one out with you, but they're right behind you. The Omen finds a way to take out the Clove.
Fortunately for them, they turned around too late, and with that, not able to save that defense for their team. Now 6-4, Kadena versus Yokota.
Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense there.
But Kadena did have a little bit of a striking moment here. We see a Sky and a Gecko come out. After Gecko's recent nerfs,
I'm surprised that we're seeing him.
I mean, it's not like Gecko is actually, like, he's not bad. He did not get nerfed to the ground. He just got nerfed to a point where he was more reasonable and you weren't going to see his ultimate over and over and over again. But Phoenix gets a great flash off onto Kadena, sees that there is so many members of the player here on A side. They know that they're around and they do not want to get hit immediately. Sky sending her scout out, and Thresh goes out as well to create some space for Kadena as they move on to the point. They move through. Neon is trying to get around, sees the Phoenix, sees the Gecko, knocks them both out. All players that were on this site are gone. And with that, Kadena is able to take control of the area. And Wingman for the plant.
Love seeing a good Wingman plant.
The saddest thing about the Gecko nerf is that we sing Wingman less. That's what it is, you know. We just don't get to see our boy Wingman putting the spike down for us. But with that, Samurai Mac has to see if he can get that reverse sweep. But unfortunately, spotted through the wall bang is going to get him, and Kadena is going to get a flawless.
We are starting to see something that you mentioned earlier that you really liked about games. A team starting off at a deficit, coming back and keeping the game close. We don't quite know if it's going to go into overtime or not yet, but at the same time, Kadena
at the start of us watching was down 3-6. Now they're only down by 1, and so far have put on a pretty convincing performance for them to take the lead here.
Yeah. Now this is going to be a hectic round. Last round before the swap, and look at the ultimates on the board. Yakota has 4 and Kadena has 3. If you think you're going to be able to see the screen while we're watching, very unlikely here, as Phoenix is instantly taken out by Mads, moving through the smoke, trying to get up as far onto the map as possible. Smokes to hide their way. They see some of the enemies. They see the recon drone from the Sova. They know he's around.
Ooh,
throwing up the electricity. The concussion is going to take some time, but he's going to be knocked out. Let's see, Neon goes down 3-3 here. Reyna activates her ult, but isn't able to make much of it. With the spike carrier down, they'll have to be careful as they continue forward to the plant zone. Sky activating the Seekers, going to try and see where the enemies are, and Cypher also giving it. All the information is out, as well as Killjoy activating the lockdown here. Clover down, and now with Killjoy being the last player left versus Sky, who's going to get it, and it looks like Yakota with the clutch.
I'm surprised they didn't go for the plant there. Nobody planted the bomb to extend the time, but with them switching sides, Yakota still has the lead over Kadena, but with Kadena's play so far, they still are in the contention to win this.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's only a 2-point deficit right now for these teams, and as we can see already, some back and forth as we've started watching this matchup here. The real thing will just be if there is going to be any overrun. We haven't watched enough yet to really see where this will go, but already we've been seeing some phenomenal back and forth between these two teams here.
Sova only going with the Sonic Arrow for this one, not trying to buy anything too much, giving it more to his teammates to use here. And on attack, that's probably all you really need out of Sova. On defense, it's a little bit more important you use things, but I believe Kadena is going to be the first team. But Dizzy, and another flash comes out of Phoenix too. Two flashes have been used, but now Gecko isn't going to be able to use his flash, but he does know that the entire team is there.
Oh, Dizzy staring at us all as the team begins to make their move onto B. ZJT, the gamer, tries to defend but is unable to. The back and forth begins, trades on both sides with Kadena coming out with 2 players and Yakota with 3. Spike is still going to be able to be planted here. Now they have to be careful. Team Attack taken out, and with all of the defenders eliminated, Yakota is able to take the round.
Yeah, I feel like the Dizzy play was good to determine if people were there, but the thing is about Dizzy is that it's not one of the better flashes in the game because it doesn't completely remove sight. You can still kind of see around the edges, you can still a little bit see where you are, and it's good to determine if there's people there, but you don't really know how many people are there. So it's good if like one person's taking the flank or you're just throwing it to get an advantage, but the thing is about that spot and in that moment, Dizzy kind of went out and didn't do a ton. But at the same time, it's Gecko. We love seeing Gecko everywhere. Wingman's awesome, so as long as he comes out, I'm happy.
All we ask is we see Wingman one more time. As we jump into it, Mark going to take out Mads again. I wonder if he's starting to feel mad getting eliminated so many times in that spot. As they check out with the Cypher cage, they are able to see that there are defenders on the site, but are going to push through anyway. Dom being taken out by Fish. They spot Cypher and he goes down as well. With the Cloud there to prevent Heaven from being an easy knockout point, Fish is able to get the plant, and now the attack side, it is Gecko against the world right now.
Oh, he's got this.
1 versus 5. Well, he's got Wingman,
Yeah, he's got Wing. I was gonna point your attention to the abilities there. He's got Wingman.
He's got his Wingman,
Yeah. I mean, there's no girls around, but I mean, he's got Wingman. He's got 8.
I mean, there's girls on the opposing team.
Yeah, I don't think they want to talk to him.
I don't know. I think you're right. As he does get knocked out, and Yakota will get that flawless 9-5.
Working 9 to 5. every time a 9 and a 5 gets brought up, that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
You know what?
You guys can't see this, but Danner was drinking Red Bull in the corner and just about spat it out. I'm pretty good at making people making
catching
people
your
laugh out loud.
co-casters off guard. Well, with that, it does seem like they have been working hard to get that 9-5 in place with a 4-point deficit here.
Oh, but the Odin!
Oh.
The Odin strategy!
Oh, but
They're
they
gonna
don't know.
take out Sky, but the Odin's still there.
Oh, it's there,
Out goes
it's there.
The spray, and he gets one! He finds one on Reyna, but gets taken out. It got one, though, so it's all right.
2-4, Kadena on the back foot in defense. The plant hasn't gone through. They have some time, but they can hear that it's starting and they need to act fast if they don't want it to get knocked out. The plant now increases the pressure here. Phoenix creating some space for his team, but Mads takes him out. Finally able to get a little bit of room to work with. Neon going to move into the point using the wall to gain some space. Takes down Samurai Mac. Moving to the other side. Doesn't want them to know exactly where she's going to pop out from. Smokes down so they can't use the hidey hole easily and safely. The concuss goes through. They see Killjoy. Will they be able to get it? There's one player left. Omen goes for it. And with that, can they get the defuse? Oh, it's close, but they're going to get it. Yeah. Great
Good
defense
play.
retake. What a rough spot. 4-2, but they were able to take it.
It goes to show why Neon and her speed is just such an invaluable ability. Like, I'm over here. No, I'm over here. No, I'm over here. No, your head's gone. I'm over here now. It's just such a great ability. Plus the ability to slow down your opponents. Killjoy had no idea where that Neon was coming from. And then the Odin to finish it off was probably what finished off this round. If Clove was able to take out Omen, that was probably a win for Yokota.
There
But
he is, Dizzy.
it's Dizzy time.
And as we swap over to the defense, we get to see our little friend Dizzy here, Gecko having, I think, he's got some of my favorite abilities because they animated little friends for him. As we check in with the Neon hiding within Clove's smoke here, we do see that around mid, a firefight begins with a wall bang onto Alyssa, and Mark takes down Dom. Do not want to face that Neon after what happened earlier. Flash from Sky goes through, but the Cypher cage means that they're safe for a little bit longer. Little do they know that Kadena High School is sneaking through mid, going towards A, while the firefight on B continues.
blocked
Fish
by the
takes out
alarm
Mads,
bot.
and with that, the plant is going to go down. Now the question is, how quickly will the rest of the firefight begin? Well, looks like Yokota is moving over quickly. They know the plan, but Kadena High School is going to be on the back foot for this one. Caught between a rock and a hard place.
with
They
the
do
flash.
get the concussion off here. But the issue is, do they see who's behind them? No, they do not.
Okay, in the last round, did you see that in the 1v1 against, I think it was Killjoy and Omen? Omen got his shot blocked that would have killed Killjoy by an alarm bot out of Killjoy. I've never seen it used like that. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but, for entertainment's sake, I'm going to say it was intentional.
I mean, the alarm bot was like, don't worry, I got you. And then it saved Killjoy, did its job. And with that, Yokota is able to increase the gap here, and very comfortable lead of 4 points. Checking back into the other side here, we've got Osan and Kadena. I believe I saw 16-0 on the score. Hitting, whoa, with another one on the way. Yeah, 16-0, 9 seconds on the board here. Similar story to the last game. It looks like Osan gaining some control of the ball, but with 5 seconds left on the clock, as we discussed earlier, not really going to be able to do much. But back to Valorant here. Oh my goodness, going for the double. Sky concuss into a mosh pit there, really blocking off the attacking side, but they aren't able to stall them for long as Fish begins the plant. Recon Bolt goes out and concuss from Neon, able to get the jump on Sova. Moving to the other side, do they know about the Sky hiding in the smoke behind them? Who knows? They might not find the lurker, but they do find the rest of them as Neon is going to go for the relay. My goodness, just activating the ult and going right out there to try and knock out the rest of them. Defuse goes through and Yokota is down, giving the defense the opportunity they need to get that defuse. 10-7 on a thrifty.
Also getting some guns in the process, too. They were in a significant gun deficit going into that round, and getting a lot of better guns out of it is definitely the best case scenario here for Kadena. being down so many rounds, having to build your way back up through the guns, this is the best case scenario. Take out some guys with good guns, with your worst guns, and then roll in for it. Also, we can't forget about this current here with the Neon finding 2 on its own.
It's just such a strong ability. It's such a strong ultimate.
You do have to be really careful with it, though, because it is pretty strong, but there are times where it's really easy to take Neon out as long as you hear her ult go off, just avoid her. But yeah, in that case, getting it off of the Elim was crazy and really effective for them here. But now they might have to be careful of getting some revenge from Yakota here. They have 3 ultimates, and none of them like to play nice, with Reyna, Killjoy, and Clove all having them. Phoenix getting ready to throw out a wall here. Oh, but Neon's on the other side, and the location is revealed by the trap wire. Phoenix goes down, and Yakota is going to have to back off, not wanting to immediately get into an engagement. Within mid, they do see Sky is able to notice the other member of Yakota, who is on the other side, as they begin the rotate back to mid here. No elims immediately, but with 50 seconds on the clock, they don't want to dally too much here and kind of decide where they want to go. Looks like Fish is going to take out Sky, and with that, they might be rotating back to A, checking both sight lines. They have to be careful. We'll just have to see where they decide to go next.
You want to talk about a long shot? That was with a Sheriff. Oh, man.
I mean, if you're going to do it with any of the pistols, you better do it with the Sheriff.
Yeah, I mean, it just does so much damage. The Odin does come out. Fish finding another with the Sheriff, just on fire with the pistol. Clove does have the spike in, is going to get the plant, and now Kadena really has to push in.
Wingman going in for the concuss. Oh, he's taken out. Moshpit going to be thrown in as well. Gecko moving in with the Odom, trying to look for an angle, but they don't have a lot of room to work with. However, that doesn't seem to matter. Taking down Liam gives room for Neon to move in. Sees the Sova, is able to get the kill there. Now just needs to move in. Spike is still planted. They are running out of time. What can they do? But the attacker, Killjoy, and they can't stay in there for long or they'll get detained.
He's dead.
Great play from Killjoy there. It essentially locked down the point, and there was nothing that the defense was going to be able to do there except move in, and at the end they got eliminated.
That was unfortunate too. Thrash also got the concuss. It came out, just nobody was looking behind them, and Alyssa managed to find her way right behind them, and you could sort of see him there, and then just nothing good, just nothing really came out of it, unfortunately. But
yeah, I mean, when the Killjoy lockdown happened, what were you going to do at that point?
That is true. It did cover the entire point.
Yeah, you were going to get detained while you were attempting defuse, and that was not going to end well. But that's in the past, and we're in this next round, 11-7, getting close to the end here potentially.
Mads.
But Mads doesn't want it to be the end yet. However, Clove is going to be able to go for the resurrection on the ult here. Now need to go for their second chance, see if they can stay in the game. Kadena down to 3 as they move into the opposing side. Liam taking out another player. And another one down. Neon is the last one left, going through mid, looking for an opportunity. Finds Mark, but isn't able to knock them out. Cuss doesn't go through, and Samurai Mac is going to get the plant. With Neon blinded, they have to retreat, but are they going to spot it? Nope, and Mark is able to take them down.
Taken out with the pistol.
Remember, swapping to your secondary is always faster than reloading.
That is true, especially when you're close enough range for it to be reasonable.
Some good old Call of Duty wisdom there. I don't remember which one that was from, though. I think it was the original Black Ops, but I could be wrong.
I'll take your word for it. I don't play enough Call of Duty to know specifically.
I don't either. I've played the original Black Ops games, but this just goes to show how good Clove is and her ability as well.
Yeah.
Just getting killed, finding, allowing her team to know exactly where they were, having them get a kill, and then coming back to help finish the job too.
Yeah, though Clove does have to get the Elim or she will not stay in the game at all. So it is a risk reward, but it does have its benefit. And in that case, they were able to win off the round there. So benefit it ended up being in this case, but it looks like we're going to swap sides a little bit and see if we might be going to A with Gecko throwing out both Dizzy and Mosh Pit to try and create space for the defense. Mads takes down Phoenix, teleports to give himself a new direction to B, doesn't want to get caught off guard from his sneaky hiding spot. With the rest of Yakota pulling away and not immediately moving towards A, we see Kadena start to move up here. Better be careful going around that sight line. You might be taken out. Shots are fired, but no one goes down as they attempt to rotate over to B. Samurai Mac is able to catch Dom off guard, and Neon goes down.
Out goes the Sonic Arrow out of Sova, trying to find someone else, trying to catch him on the rotate there. The Clove trying to push out behind. This flash goes out from Reyna, nothing quite happens. Out goes Sky.
Oh, Seekers, there they are.
Seekers, nothing quite comes out of it though. As the rest of Kadena now makes the rotate. Alyssa trying to push in, makes the kill on Cypher, but Mads and ZJ the Gamer both finding one. Alyssa's dad does find two though to even it out. It is a 2v2, spike planted in match point territory.
Oh, this is it. This could be it for Kadena. If they aren't able to grab this, this will be the win for Yakota. They are watching the site, but with the smokes that Clove has to offer, they have to be very cautious moving forward. They know that they're going to be hiding in the back of B site, so the smokes go out, Paranoia goes through, but doesn't matter. Liam and Alyssa's dad take out the last players, and Yakota takes it 13-7.
It was looking pretty dangerous for Yokita there for a little bit. Medina was doing really good in the beginning of that, or the end of that first half, but it just seemed like they couldn't quite get their footing on the defense there.
Yeah, I mean, that can be the killer for Valorant, is you have to be able to handle both. And sometimes, depending on the situation, that is a really hard thing. It can be either characters or the way that it maps. And then, of course, with how Eco goes, you never really know how this might end. And so overall, I think there was a really fun match to watch the back and forth. And as always, you know, the back and forth was there still. And they fought very hard to keep that win.
They did, and they were not going to get a single inch taken without anything. And honestly, those are the most fun games of Valorant to watch. The ones where it's always a back and forth slug, even if it isn't a round win to round win sort of situation.
100%. And overall, congratulations to the team there for getting the wins there. That was a very hard-fought win and a great match for both Kadena and Yakota. So congratulations. And as we are getting ready for our next matches, we're going to take a quick break. Killjoy activating the lockdown here. Clover down, and now with Killjoy being the last player left versus Sky, who's going to get it, and it looks like Yakota, to gain some space, takes down Samurai Mac, moving to the other side, doesn't want them to know exactly where she's going to pop out from. Smokes down so they can't use the hidey hole easily and safely. The concuss goes through. They see Killjoy. Will they be able to get it? There's one player left. Omen goes for it. And with that, can they get the defuse? Oh, it's close, but they're going to get it. This is going to go down. Now the question is, how quickly will the rest of the firefight begin? Well, looks like Yakota is moving over quickly. They know the plan. But Kadena High School is going to be on the back foot for this one. Caught between a rock and a hard place. They do get the concussion off here. But the issue is, do they see who's behind them? No, they do not.
Okay, in the
and concussed from Neon, able to get the jump on to Sova. Moving to the other side, do they know about this guy hiding in the smoke behind them? Who knows? They might not find the lurker, but they do find the rest of them as Neon is going to go for the relay. My goodness, just activating the ult and going right out there to try and knock out the rest of them. They don't have a lot of room to work with, however, that doesn't seem to matter. Taking down Liam gives room for Neon to move in. Sees the Sova, is able to get the kill there. Now just needs to move in. Spike is still planted. They are running out of time. What can they do? But the attacker Killjoy, and they can't stay in there for long or they'll get detained.
We're with Liam after his 4th military move. When being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays when she misses home the most. Thanks to generous supporters, we're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. Thanks to your donations, we're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
To see if they can gain any more information. They do know that KO is around the corner and he is fairly low. Anything could knock him out at this point. He's able to avoid the Vandal. Tries to go for the flash and he's going to be on the corner, and with that, Pilsner is able to take him out and now move towards the B side through mid-market. Another player goes down. Fire Fiend.
Biggest thing though is that they did get it away out of their goal line safe, but Lux getting the flip reset over every defender imaginable, getting himself a hat trick as well. What an amazing play.
That is 2 out of 3 players out of Egrin to get a hat trick. Now, are we going to see
right there out of Ethan, and what great, intuitive play to get that double tap, and maybe another one out of Lux.
Starting
Wow.
to run there. With that, Kubi is on the back foot, going from a 0-1 game that looked a lot more likely to be able to score. Got the Jet coming around the corner here with the Sheriff. They're going to close the door, but he might be able to get enough damage to break it. Guam with 2 players, and Zama behind the door they know generally where he's going to be, and smokes off the corridor. They don't want him to feel safe grabbing anything yet. He's going to move through, but
he gets one. Is he going to get the second one? He's going to get the Omen.
Taking out Zentex, though, Zama is with the numbers advantage. Doesn't mean everything in Valorant just yet, and we'll have to see. Teo activating his grenade, trying to get some people off, and he does take down, well, Kenteshi takes down Sun Tzu as they begin to move in. Ovo Sound Radio goes down, just locking down these sightlines. They're going to move through, knowing that he's in the...
See Sivad, he's waiting, trying to see. Teo's going to be in his face, and he's going to get the kill. Omen and Sage. Sage already down a little bit of health.
And Sage did use her ult to bring back Tejo too, so that's 1 ult off the table.
And her heal ability is on cooldown, so she can't do anything. Great kill out of Cypher, and he's gonna get the Omen as well.
Watch that Yoru play. That gives me a lot more faith.
That was a great Yoru play.
Yoru is one of those characters who's really good in good hands, but out
Great
goes
kill out of
Yoru
Jet.
first to a great Jet play, taking him off the table.
Omen.
Omen.
Brim.
Brimstone. That's 3 for the Jet.
There's 4. Maybe
4 for the Jet. Can he get the 5?
All of a sudden, he got the ult.
He is going to get first touch though. Weth is going to be able to take the ball. Jumpin' Jacks needs to find a way to defend this, but King Kaiser with the double commit allows Weth to score another goal.
Yeah, just watching that. Once again, just not able to get the boost needed to reach where Weth was. Using the walls, he was able to get Plant Zone. Sky activating the Seekers, going to try and see where the enemies are, and Cypher also giving it. All the information is out, as well as Killjoy activating the lockdown here. Clover down, and now with Killjoy being the last player left versus Sky, who's going to get it, and it looks like Yakota and concussed from Neon, able to get the jump on Sova, moving to the other side. Do they know about the Sky hiding in the smoke behind them? Who knows? They might not find the lurker, but they do find the rest of them as Neon is going to go for the relay. My goodness, just activating the ult and going right out there to try and knock out the rest of them. Defuse goes... put on the back foot here. Guam is going to be able to get the plant off, closing the doors off and kind of creating a really good space for their defense of this now.
There, trying to get the kill of his own. Now he's gonna try get a kill with the shock dart. Nothing.
Shock arrows go out, but not able to hit any targets as Paradox takes
There's
down
gonna be trade.
the Jet with Ovo Sound Radio taking down Tejo. Players go down. Zama is down to 2, now 1. Cypher all on his own as the attackers are able. Survey drone go out once again, and the smokes go down. We might see our first interactions here as
There it is.
Jet moves in, instantly taking out Tejo, and another player goes down. Both players out. That's a quick lead for Guam here, and a lot of pressure on the point as they're able to plant here. Ooh, and
That might be the opportunity.
through.
Reina's got to look.
Oh, Zentex goes
got
down.
one. Killjoy trying to follow Reina.
Oh,
And it's she's gonna get her.
Reina is down. It's 1-1. Cypher against
Cypher.
Killjoy. Pops out, tries to put the turret down, but Cypher is able to take it
gets
down.
it.
And with a better headshot placement, defenders are Jet's ultimate here as the spike carrier goes down once again. Guam is going to have to be careful and try to recover it, which I believe they are able
Sova
to
got it,
grab.
yeah.
Yep, it was far enough away, but that is going to also kind of go into some more momentum here. Ultimate's going out. They're going to have to be careful as the plant goes down. Clove was the last member of the team, and
Clove also has a revive. She's gonna use it. All that's left is Omen.
one player left for Guam, but the spike is there. They need to be able to defuse it. If they can, they'll be safe, but if they can't, could be the end. Omen is out, but now the defuse has to go through. This is going to
They
be
should have enough
tight,
time.
but they are going to get it.
0.41.
And holding down these sight lines, Cypher trying to get some wall bangs onto the Jet. Jet barely
Reina getting
hanging
one.
on, and Ovo Sound Radio down. It's 2-2. But will they be able to get to the spike? They're running out of time. They need to make a choice. Moving down the hallway, they spot a player just barely. He knows he's there, but Giannitas isn't able to take him down. Cypher not seeing the player behind him. Knight goes down to Cypher.
They're gonna try and make a push right here. It's 3v3. Killjoy and Reina about half health each. Reina looking to use some abilities. Killjoy, he's gonna wait. She's gonna wait underneath. Sova up top dead.
She's
And it's gonna be a
down.
trade in. Cypher gets one. Oh,
Almost able to get on down. They know that there are players there, checking their backline as they get ready. Maybe looking for potential suppressions here. With the sight lines cut off, Guam is able to move forward using the smokes, but Paradox takes down
Tail getting
two
two.
people. A third goes down to Canoe here, which is great back and forth. Guam down to one player. It is all Azama. They are going to get the spike planted, but they're going to have to be careful as the defense is moving in to knock them out. Oh, Sova is the only one left here, and he's behind them, giving them the opportunity.
Oh, the
but
ult.
after Fury, the ult is out. He's going to try and stall
still
the
gets one.
defense.
Might be two. Oh.
But he's not going to be able to do it. Great read. Omen is watching as the ult goes out from Tejo, going to create some great space for the defense as the plant is going to begin here. It's going to get stalled out by damage as they get caught off guard from behind. 2 players left for Gom and 4 for Zama.
This is what Zama needs. They want to try and bring this round count down, and they do. But for right now, it's still being really slow. Reina looking to blind on sight. She does get triggered by Killjoy, so Killjoy knows. She gets that information and knows that someone's there. You can see everybody rotating into A, and now it's going to be a gunfight. There's one. There's a trade. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. There's everybody going down. And Guam up 3-1. Looking to blind on sight. She does get triggered by Killjoy, so Killjoy knows. She gets that information and knows that someone's there. You can see everybody rotating into A, and now it's going to be a gunfight. There's 1. There's a trade. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. There's everybody going down. And Guam up 3-1.
Spike down and 1 player left, caught on the Jet. Coming around the corner here with the Sheriff. They're going to close the door, but he might be able to get enough damage to break it. Guam with 2 players and Zama behind the door. They know generally where he's going to be and smokes off the corridor. They don't want him to feel safe grabbing anything yet. He's going to move through, but
he gets one. Is he gonna get the second one? He's gonna get the Omen. Exchange. Now Cypher getting killed by Sova. Looks like everyone's gonna go towards B side this round. And you can see Vi's around the corner there. She's gonna be able to get away with that one.
Going through the middle, 2 players are down for Guam. Jet and Sova are the last ones left. They take down Teo, but now it's just up to Sova. In through the smoke as Canute is able to get the plant here. Oh, Sova in a firefight, able to take down 2 players before going down to Canute on Clover here. Now 2-4. Zama, who did have a very promising push, is now going to have to be super careful on this angle, and they are knocked out. This looks like a potential shot.
Really shoot up at you or even use their abilities, but we see the area getting denied. But there we go, Sova with the wall bang, taking out Vise. Guam already down one player. Zama's up, but out goes the ultimate out of Tejo. Paradox finding one on Sun Tzu, and the spike is already going down B.
Taking out Zentix, though, Zama is with the numbers advantage. Doesn't mean everything in Valorant just yet, and we'll have to see Teo activating his grenade, trying to get some people off, but he does take down, well, Kenteshi takes down Sun Tzu as they begin to move in. Oversound Radio goes down, just locking down these sightlines. They're going to move through knowing that he's in. Jet knows that someone might be there, takes around, sees Reyna and Teo, but is taken out, as well as the Hunter's Fury going through as well, I believe I saw, for Guam. Now all out of ultimates. Well, with a little bit of Hunter's Fury there left, I suppose, trying to check all those sightlines. Not able to do much, though, but Killjoy in the background taking down a good reads, making them second guess as we see, yeah, just really slowly crawling up. Recon Dart is going to go out. Paradox taking down Cerulean Knight, giving them some information, but not much, considering he's on the complete other side as his team. Jet goes down to Kenteshi, and with that, 2 players down. Spike is planted.
Yeah, that smoke pretty much denies any advantage that high ground would give you, and it's a really hard thing to push out from. Now, with Zama in firm control of the low ground, I don't even know if high ground is going to help him too much here. Omen with the blind does go out. So does Reyna, though, with the wall bang. Sova finding the last 2 for yet another.
Yeah, it looks like the Jet is going to be taken down, and with that, Zama is able to even it up and move back onto A side. Going to go for the plant. They have Cypher cages out to give them some extra room to work with, but they're down now, and with that, Cypher goes down himself. Zentinix knocking him out, going for the defuse, but Omen is going to get one off, but
trying to catch anyone on the rotate, and Spike goes down with less than 5. Paradox goes down, but not before taking his pound of flesh. Popsicle also finds one on to Cerulean Knight. Guam is down 1 in this matchup. Clove goes down, but so is the ult, taking one back. He's finding another one too. And then
We're with Liam after his 4th military move. When being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. Thanks to generous supporters, we're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. Thanks to your donations, we're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
And as they transition back to their communities, the USO has always been on their side.
Oh, and it might be first goal here. It's going to roll on in for Ethan.
I'm glad they let me finish the sponsor read, though, before Ethan manages to get that goal. And is that Lightning McQueen?
Ka-chow! Sure, Epic just decided to buy it, and I mean, they've been doing a pretty good job making some good quality of life updates recently, and maybe it's going to be
another one.
Luck's going in for another one.
El Cuss, or no, that's El Ux.
El Ux.
Yeah, El Ux.
Regardless, though, that was a great play, taking the control on, but it's okay. It still gets out of their half for just a moment. It's going to hover. Ethan there, shot on, and it's going to go off the post.
Whoa, what good shots out of Ethan, though. I think that's a hat trick out of him, too.
It is a hat trick right now. He's been doing great so far.
Yeah, he's been able to just find those angles where no one's really been able to get up.
Biggest thing, though, is that they did get it away out of their goal line safe, but Luck's getting the flippery side over every defender imaginable, getting himself a hat trick as well. What an amazing play.
That is 2 out of 3 players out of Egrin to get a hat trick. Now, are we going to see Ethan and Lux have kind of had going on here? Once again, Ethan's going to take the ball, pass it over to Lux, and it's going in again. They just cannot seem to find a way around that pass towards the middle.
These two players seem to be the playmakers for this Edgren team. They're doing such a great job right now.
Jay's going to find the first touch here. Ethan quick to intercept, but YT, Mr. Mixie.
This is it.
It's going to go in. Yes, it does. Kubi finds their first goal of the match. They can't say that they were shut out of this game.
No, they cannot. Mr. Mixity getting the first goal for Kubi in this game.
Where they want it.
Already within the first 20 seconds, you're seeing a pass between Ethan and Lux. They're not going to waste any time. They're going to get the first one for Edgren. But what I was going to say is that Kubi, they're doing a great job there in the first 15 seconds to maintain control and, you know, keep it out of their half. And they were doing. Shot out of Mr. Mixity. It's going to go hard. It's going to lob towards it. And he's going to miss the save. And we're going to go to a 1-goal deficit, something we haven't seen quite yet in this series, but with 3 minutes left and a lot of time, anything can happen.
Still a lot of... Jay forced back onto defense. YT, Mr. Mixity all there to help. Oh! Gets one from the side. Kubi is trying to hold on to this one, but it looks like Egrins are taking it to run away once again.
Only one player on the side of Kubi with boost.
Got the ball once again. Now they gotta watch out for Ethan.
What a save!
What a save! And it goes in just barely. What a save, though.
I thought the Musty was gonna go
Watch
in.
This, the Mixity save, and just not quite able to get to it from a Nivy jig. Another score.
Waiting patiently in defense. Shot on target, Jay!
Ooh.
Couldn't make the save.
Just barely.
That will be the first goal for Edgren, though. Once again, that 1-2 between Lux and Ethan.
Yeah, Jay just unable to quite get to it in time.
Luke's though, and that's going to give Kubi some room to work with, but not if Ethan has anything to say about it. Popping the goal up, get a score and a hat trick out of that. Just kind of, I think, caught the team off guard here. It goes into the air. It didn't even look like it was going to go through, but just barely squeaks through. That was kind of a dirty goal there.
Self right there out of Ethan, and what great, you know, intuitive play to get that double tap, and maybe another one out of Lux.
Starting to run there. With that, Kubi is on the back foot, going from a 0-1 game that looked a lot more likely to be able to score. The ball looking for their opportunities here, but at this point, Edgar knows that and can stay in the...
There it is!
Though Mixity is able to get over them using the same trick, getting a little bit higher up above. We see ball gets bounced up, and that's his opportunity. He sees it, going straight over the defense, who isn't able to get enough boost up to stop him.
Nope.
Market. That is such a good outcome.
KO though, the
But Flash doesn't find anyone out of it. Everybody on Kadena still alive as they rotate towards defender spawn.
You know, I kind of don't blame them for taking that, but now Vice is going to have to fight them, but Maya is going to take them down with Sova and KO.
Advantage here. You do not want to be in this position as the defender. This is just a very, very hard spot to get out of because the attackers now pretty much have full site control, and just one person is not going to get that super easy.
And I mean, they've got all the sight lines down now. He's going to go through it. As you can see, Clove was there.
KJ does get a kill with the assault rifle, bringing Kinnick down to one player left. Neon running in with the shotgun, doesn't find it. JS Games finds one though with the SMG. Now with just a little bit of time left, they need to find something. Kill goes down on the Cypher. Can they get to the spike in time? No, that's gonna go off.
Be able to do anything about this.
KO not in a terrible spot here on high ground, but still manages to get taken out by the Vandal. Vise is able to find one before going down themselves, but it is just Clove left taking out 3. Spike has already been planted, and this is not a very good spot that you want to find yourself in. He'll see anything, and now the scramble to get to B site is on.
Oh, however, one player is the only one that is going to be able to really do anything as Vice able to lock it. Players, now they're down to 2 people. Pop-Off is able to take down the Cypher, but a trade goes through, and 2 players go down on Kinnick's side. 3 to 4 here. Killjoy being fairly low. They're going to have to be very careful, but now it's all up to Sova once again on A side. Kadia Stands is able to take down the opposing Sova, tries to go through. He's kind of stuck in a rough spot with Kubi rotating to A. So it looks like go for the plant.
Plus, Vines playing on that off angle is one of the things that you want to try and do on defense for some compositions. But only finding 1 kill before dying yourself is not exactly a position you want to be. Pilsner and Christian Sev both trade out and fire
Flash to make sure he doesn't get caught off guard going around the corner, but no one is there. They know that he is around the area. Enemies have been revealed. Kubi is on guard here, potentially looking for a potential knockout here. KO goes down, and Pilsner is able to take out the other opposing players as well. With that, Kinnick Kubi is on guard here, potentially looking for a potential knockout here. KO goes down, and Pilsner is able to take out the other opposing players as well. With that, Kinnick is out.
And I did see that Clove managed to use their ult there, but unfortunately just caught in a really bad position to do so. It wasn't
The cams to see if they notice anyone, which they do, taking out the Neon right off the bat and rotating away, giving them a good opportunity here. They take down Clove, and she is going to go for the resurrection, but they know exactly where she is. She does end up taking out the Cypher here, and Kinnick, though, has the upper hand when it comes to the numbers. Clove is the last on Bolt to see if they can gain any more information. They do know that KO is around the corner, and he is fairly low. Anything could knock him out at this point. He's able to avoid the Vandal. Tries to go for the flash, and he's going to be on the corner, and with that, Pilsner is able to take him out, and now move towards the B side through mid-market. Another player goes down. Fire Fiend.
Marshall is punished by Pilsner, though. That lunatic also finding JS Games as well. That is a rough start for Kinnick.
Yeah, and with this being the last round before the swamp, we see everything go out as Hunter's Fury is activated. The Killjoy goes down, going to try and lock down the players. It gives them a huge advantage. And so far, we're seeing some trades back and forth. No team getting the numbers advantage just yet, but the firefights are going out as Pilsner is able to catch Vise. Vise does not spot them and is going to get knocked out in the B spot. Will they call their players? Knocked out KO as well. Great headshot placement. Is going to be taken down.
Stop the plant. That means they win this round and keep their, or not keep their series, but go up 1 in this round robin. The IDK person is able to take one out. 9 seconds left on the clock. Cypher with the bomb. It looks like he's going to have to plant on B.
Will he have enough time?
Oh, he gets goal right now, which would be a dangerous spot for them to be. Going for an aerial goal, but is not not able to fully commit. However, the follow-up from New Soup allows them to score their second goal.
Yeah, just we're seeing a recurring pattern with a lot of these teams that take the early victory, and that's the ability to ricochet it off of a wall. Like King Kirizik is able to take it to the goal here, able to.
Oh, there could be another shot.
Top, and New Soup again with another goal.
Wow, look at that. Fast and a lot of teamwork here. And I mean, that's the name of the game with Rocket League. If you are not communicating and have someone there to follow through, you're not going to be making. You have to be a little bit careful as they rotate back to grab it. Osan might be able to take an opportunity, but their goal is wide open. And Nusan gets a hat trick. New Soup.
New Soup, yes.
New Soup, he gets a hat trick based off of that.
I mean, it's obviously not Old Soup. I don't think Old Soup could do that. Only New Soup could do that.
Over up the wall, going for another aerial shot. Is there anyone in the goal to stop him? Oh, it's close, but he isn't able to stop it. Oh, he had a moment too.
Oh, but that
It
double
did the
commit
fake out.
from King Kizaric probably freaked him out too. Having
He
that
didn't know
double
who.
was really hard.
He had him in the air as quickly as Kadena, and now they're going to attempt for the open.
With the
You know,
shot
just
from
as I start
across the
saying that,
world.
that's when we get one of those shots off.
We just need 4 more of those to bring this back to an even game, and I think Carter Frederick 945 has got this. He's going to get first touch though. Wes is going to be able to take the ball. Jumpin' Jack needs to find a way to defend this, but King Kaiser with the double commit allows Wes to score another goal.
Yeah, just watching that once again, just not able to get the boost needed to reach where Wes was. Using the walls, he was able to get into the goal. Osan trying to gain control once again, but New Soup goes for a punch shot and hits the crossbar. But Wes backs him up once again.
Top
13-1.
Almost got the save too. If he was just a little bit faster, then he might have gotten it too.
The
but
pinch
no
ended up
boost.
helping in a way too, though. Side, but Kadena's gonna launch it into the air one more time. Will Osan be able to block it? They end up driving into the goal and they just aren't able to do anything.
New Soup is another hat trick in this match, and just this exemplifies Kadena's just excellency when it comes to playing in the air. That ball goes up and New Soup.
Which it doesn't seem to. They might be trying to keep it up because why not at this point? But they are going to get the score 1-18 at 0 seconds.
Yeah, I just feel like that the momentum really favored, really favored one team over the other.
Which it doesn't seem to. They might be trying to keep it up because why not at this point? But they are going to get the score 1-18 at 0 seconds.
Yeah, I just feel like that the momentum really favored, really favored one team over the other.
And if they want to be able to get it, they need to move now. They'll be able to get there in time. To be careful, smokes are down, giving them some room to work with. They might be out of time at this point.
The best case scenario here would be to take one out with you, but they're right behind you. The Omen finds a way.
The player here on A side, they know that they're around and they do not want to get hit immediately. Sky sending her scout out and Thresh goes out as well to create some space for Kadena as they move on to the point. They move through. Neon is trying to get around, sees the Phoenix, sees the Gecko, knocks them both out. All players that were on this site are gone. And with far under the map as possible, Smokes to hide their way. They see some of the enemies. They see the recon drone from the Sova. They know he's around. Throwing up the electricity. The concussion is going to take some time, but he's going to be knocked out. Let's see, Neon goes down 3-3 here. Reyna activates her ult, but isn't able to make much of it with the slant zone. Sky activating the Seekers, going to try and see where the enemies are, and Cypher also giving it. All the information is out, as well as Killjoy activating the lockdown here. Clover down, and now with Killjoy being the last player left versus Sky, who's going to get it, and it looks like Yako JT, the gamer, tries to defend, but is unable to. The back and forth begins, trades on both sides with Kadena coming out with 2 players and Yokota with 3. Spike is still going to be able to be planted here. Now they have to be careful. Team Attack taken out, and with Mads again. I wonder if he's starting to feel mad getting eliminated so many times in that spot. As they check out with the Cypher Cage, they are able to see that there are defenders on the site, but are going to push through anyway. Dom being taken out by Fish. They spot Cypher, and he goes down as well, with the Cloud there to prevent Heaven from being in. They have been working hard to get that 9-5 in place with a 4-point deficit here.
Oh, but the Odin!
Oh.
The Odin strategy!
Oh, but
They're
they don't
gonna
know.
take out Sky, but the Odin's still there.
Oh, it's there, it's there.
He gets one! He finds one on Reyna, but gets taken out. And got one, though, so it's all right.
2-4, Kadena to gain some space, takes down Samurai Mac, moving to the other side, doesn't want them to know exactly where she's going to pop out from. Smokes down so they can't use the hidey hole easily and safely. The concuss goes through, they see Killjoy, will they be able to get it? There's one player left, Omen goes for it! And with that, can they get the defuse? Oh, it's close, but they're gonna get it. It is going to go down. Now the question is, how quickly will the rest of the firefight begin? Well, looks like Yokota is moving over quickly. They know the plan, but Kadena High School is going to be on the back foot for this one. Caught between a rock and a hard place. They do get the concussion off here. The issue is, do they see who's behind them? No, they do not.
Okay, in the
And concuss from Neon, able to get the jump on to Sova. Moving to the other side, do they know about the Sky hiding in the smoke behind them? Who knows? They might not find the lurker, but they do find the rest of them as Neon is going to go for the relay. My goodness, just activating the ult and going right out there to try and knock out the rest of them. They don't have a lot of room to work with, however, that doesn't seem to matter. Taking down Liam gives room for Neon to move in. Sees the Sova, is able to get the kill there. Now just needs to move in. Spike is still planted. They are running out of time. What can they do? But the attacker Killjoy, and they can't stay in there for long or they'll get detained. Oh, they get detained while you were attempting defuse, and that was not going to end well. But that's in the past, and we're in this next round, 11-7. Getting close to the end here potentially, but Mads doesn't want it to be the end yet. However, Clove is going to be able to go for the resurrection on the ult here. Now need to go for their second chance. Oh, this is it. This could be it for Kadena. If they aren't able to grab this, this will be the win for Yokota. They are watching the site, but with the smokes that Clove has to offer, they have to be very cautious moving forward. They know that they're going to be hiding in the back of B site, so the smokes go out, Paranoia goes through, but Hello and welcome back to the DoDEA Esports studio and arena as we continue our coverage tonight of the day one of the DoDEA Esports Pacific Championships. We've had a lot of intense matches that we've been going back and forth between, and we're going to continue our coverage once again, jumping into Rocket League with Zuma versus Cadena. After we did see some of those matchups in Valorant previously, we're now going to see the Rocket League teams face off and see how they contest compared to how they were doing in Valorant earlier today.
Yeah, I mean, we were able to see quite a few of those games prior. I mean, we were kind of bouncing between Rocket League and Valorant those last 2 rounds, and we got to see a lot of everything. And I feel like the Valorant rounds are just getting closer and closer as we keep going along.
Yeah, and I think we've also gotten to see like a diverse range of strategies for scoring as well as like team play and all of that. In the last match, we saw some aerial play begin in some of the previous clips that we were watching. Which, you know, when you start to get into a lot of higher level Rocket League, you start to see a lot more of that aerial play and a lot more momentum. So I'll be curious to see if we notice any of that as we continue forward to check out our teams as we're getting ready to load in to this match. I'm excited to see how this all goes for them. I mean, Rocket League, one thing we were talking about a lot about in the previous match is that one of the teams was really struggling with momentum, and I'll be curious to see if that's something that might get remedied as we already see Weth scoring up against this previous team. Cadena, as we saw earlier, has some really good team play and momentum, so we'll have to see how they will match up against Zama today.
Indeed. Already 20 seconds in, though. Cadena up by 1. Weth winning the kickoff there. Maybe going for another 1. 8 seconds in new Soup. And it's just going to roll on in. Soup didn't even get a touch on that.
You know, sometimes that's just what happens, though, too. If you're not able to change the momentum of the ball, just bounced kind of at a perfect angle there. And although New Soup was not able to get it, still went in. Honestly, kind of perfect angle there.
Yeah, perfect.
That's wild.
Perfect kickoff.
All right, going in, the 50-50 doesn't really go anywhere, but King Kaiser is able to bring it over to Zama's side. Weth goes for the aerial. He sees it, and it hits the crossboard and kind of gets saved by their own team, unfortunately for Cadena there. Ashy Wolf tries to find some control, but Zama is not able to really get a touch on the ball just yet.
Putting that one on target. Dom sending it to the corner. Still has a lot of boost to play with, so he's going to try and control here. Only makes 1 touch. Soup 15 them. Saka just trying to get it out. Ashy Wolf trying to get it clear out, trying to get an offense going.
The air, it bounces over past some of them. Weth is able to get a touch on the ball and changes momentum, but it bounces off the crossboards. This is an opportunity for Ashy Wolf, but they're not able to gain the momentum they need. Doms is preventing it from going straight over to their side, but King Kaiser launches it into the air. This could be time for the setup, as we've seen many a times for Cadena. Kaiser goes for it. It hits the cross guard, not able to get a full shot on goal there, and Doms does gain control, but Weth is able to bounce him away, and New Soup goes for the shot.
Oh, good follow-up.
Great follow-up by himself, too. Normally you'd see someone else do it, but he noticed that it was not going to go in. Hit the sidebar there, and just, yeah, good read there to continue forward.
Good shot, good placement, great follow-up, just doing everything right. Soup is, I mean, 1 goal, 3 shots. He's doing pretty good for himself right now, but maybe it's going to be Dom on the other end. No, Soup actually misses the save. Clear out, maybe Ashy Wolf's shot. Oh, just wide into the corner.
Off the backboard, now Ashy Wolf looking for an opportunity, not able to get enough momentum, though, and it's going to go to New Soup. Last time he got his hands on the ball, he was able to score. This could be a rough spot. We'll have to see, though, as it does seem like Weth, going to get a touch on the ball, bounces it up. Kaiser goes for the shot.
What a save.
Saka is able to stop him. Zama is not able to get a shot on goal, but they are tightening up their defense.
Indeed, it's getting a lot closer right now. Maybe a double bounce over Weth. There it is. King coming in for the cleanup. Putting it up to 4-0. Great control out of Weth right there. Puts over every defender. King just cleaning up. Good job. Good rotations. Cadena looking really strong here in game 1.
Going into the touchdown now. Zama does get a couple hits off, but doesn't go anywhere for them. And Weth, already driving up the side of the wall, is able to bounce it over to their side. Now they have to be careful. It is in front of the goal, though they are going to rotate back. They don't want to leave the goal vulnerable to Zana to launch it from the side. They did have that happen last round. Doms is able to save and deflect the ball, but Weth follows it up, gaining a hat trick. Whew.
I didn't realize he was going to have that angle right there. I saw all the
know.
defenders.
Look
I
at
thought he was
that.
gonna find
Wow.
Dom right there, just jumping too late. Goes right over his head, and that's going to be another goal for Kadena High School. Now just barely elapsing over the halfway mark.
All right, going into this next spot. Yeah, Soup getting into the air, bouncing it away from the goal, not wanting to give Zama any opening. They go for a shot, but it's blocked by 2 members of the team. That could be dangerous for Kadena, but it seems that they're able to recover. All 3 committing to the shot. That's a little dangerous, but it seems to be working out in their favor right now.
A little bit indeed. Nusu trying to send it to the sidewall, maybe a pass. Actually, we'll put the pre-flip, get touch on that one. Pinch to the corner, where Nusu goes up again. You know, only able to get one. Kind of slow the ball down. Maybe for a teammate instead, it's going to go all the way back to their own corner. But this might be the best thing that they could do. Just waste time, burn this clock down. Maybe we could do a pass from Nusu to Weth, cuts it off. I'm liking the attempted chemistry here between Kadena, just trying to pass to each other and trying to get more opportunities made.
Yeah, oh, they get it over one of the players. They're going to bounce it off the backboard. This could be another follow-up. We see that King Kaiser coming through with the read, knowing what his teammate needed, getting another goal. I do love, I mean, you have to be careful about the overcommit, right? But I love that, you know, every time they bounce it off the backboard, Kadena knows that someone is there to take the shot.
Because that's a dangerous thing that you can, or I shouldn't say dangerous, but it's a very smart thing you can do as an offender. Because if you shoot on target towards the net, but if you intentionally hit the backboard, that's going to throw off the defense thinking, oh, it's on target, I need to try and save it. And half the time, that'll put the defenders out of position, and it'll just make it super awkward. And if you can coordinate with your teammates to try and have a good follow-up like this, indeed, look, off the backboard, King, once again, backboard, defenders out of position, Nusu cleans up again, and it's 7-0 right now, and it's so effective.
Yeah, going into the next touch off here. We see King Kaiser, he's going to get another. That was a very clean shot. I thought that was going to hit the crossboard there, but it didn't end up going. Nusu set it up for him, and he was just able to pop it over the players, and they weren't able to really do anything about it.
Very good flick indeed. Just great control, great early flick, gets it over the defenders, and that one in net just couldn't really do anything. But now, closing in on a minute left in this game. That was almost a 9th. Just wide.
So
Nusu
close.
Just put it on target. King trying to pitch it in.
It's right there! Great save! Oh, the double commit was scary, but they were able to get it out. However, Nusu does not want to let that go in vain. And the follow-up from King Kaiser means they're still able to get the point. Still a really good save there from those two. That was almost impossible to save in some circumstances, so great job from them. They're able to get it, and Kadena able to get the other point following up. In a way, best of both for them, but unfortunately for Zama, that means that they aren't able to really get another point on.
Might be going for a pinch play.
Oh, another one.
Oh, it doesn't work.
Oh, good save from Ashy Wolf. Really, I mean, has been the name of the game for saving right there. Oh, they go for another one, but they're just a little too far away, and another hat trick goes through.
I thought Ashy Wolf here had the save. Not quite. Oh, a ghost touch. That's so unfortunate. But that will be a 10-0 lead with under 40 seconds left to go. And I've got to say, I love what Kadena's doing with their quick follow-ups. They're playing really aggressive into that front half, and they're making sure to follow up their teammates' touches, and it's working out amazing.
30 seconds remaining. Not a lot of time for Zama to really do anything other than try to prevent a score, but Kaiser is able to jump over them and get a nasty angle for another goal. Yeah, wow. Oh, and a little bit of help from Soup there, too.
A little bit.
I almost feel like it's a requirement on Kadena's list. It's like each score must have one player, additional player involved.
The assist.
And I mean, look at that right there. Ashy Wolf blocking the next shot, but Nusu goes over, tries to knock it over, but Doms and Sock are watching. They don't want it to go through. 8 seconds remaining. All they really need to do is just try and keep it away. They're not going to be able to score a point, but at least they can prevent another point from being scored. As Kadena will take the first game.
GG's all throughout and just dominating fashion out of Kadena
is that
here.
one shot on goal? That is one shot on goal for Zama.
One shot and 6 saves are all the accolades accumulated for Zama.
I will say though, they did have some really good reads on saves. They caught some really rough ones. They weren't able to catch, unfortunately, enough points as Kadena was able to get through and take most of the points in that round. But they had some really good reads on it. It was just always that issue of, I think one of the things that Kadena does well is they're really good at bouncing the ball in a way that makes it hard to block. When you bounce it over someone or you bounce it off the backboard, it is so hard to recover.
Yeah, it's like I was talking about a little bit ago. And another thing was like those fast follow-ups. You hit it off backboard and you immediately have another teammate there to back it up. And that was just detrimental to that defense.
You know, if anything, the way to go in that scenario is to try and demo. That is the name of the game.
Yeah.
If they're going to follow up, you have to demo as many players as you can. We talked about it in the keys to the game.
Yeah.
Bump people away demo. So I'd be curious to see if that's something that they're able to pull off, just try to prevent them from really taking anything from them going forward. But yeah, it is not an easy thing to overcome when someone is able to bounce up the board and there's always another player there. So the hope would be to punish any overcommits and get any demos off. So we'll have to see what they might do in this next game.
Yeah, I actually agree with you right there because I feel like if that first man, whoever makes the initial challenge to the ball, can just immediately rotate out, try to get a third man demo, and just try to get an offender off the field, that could open up a lot of space for the defense. Possibly keep more goals out. Oh, almost an immediate shot at a Soup.
Oh, great catch, though. This time they knew. The save is going to be rough, though. They have to be careful as they're watching there. King Kaiser gaining some control on the ball, trying to go through. Ashley Wolf spots it and doesn't let him go forward.
Good read there. Now it's going to go into the corner. West sending it to the opposite. Just going to wait. King playing it slow. Grabbing that corner boost. He's going to try and go up the wall. Going to get one touch. Maybe he doesn't get his flip. He's going to make it a little awkward. Dom sending it out. And no one's going to be able to follow up for Kadena. Now it's going to be Dom's turn. Controlling very slow before a teammate, Ashley Wolf, comes in to try and send it towards target. It's not going to go, but Sack just trying to send it towards the other end of the field. It goes a little farther than midfield before Soup sends it the other way, and Kadena try to continue this offense for the moment before Wealth has to take it to the backboard.
Weth launching it into the air towards Zama's side. They have to be careful. They don't want a shot on goal. They remember what happened last time. King Kaiser looking for his opportunity, dribbling it across to the other side of the map, wanting to go up, but he's going to be denied by Doms. This time Zama is really pushing onto their side. They do not want them to get the ball anywhere near their goal, and so far, so good. Bounce it off the backboard could be an opportunity.
Oh! It stays out!
Oh, what a crazy moment there.
That could have put Zama on the board for the series, but instead they have to stay down, and New Soup is going to counterattack on that and get the first goal for Kadena High School. How devastating that has to be.
Wow. But what a great play, and all they really need to do is push and try to replicate that. That is, I mean, leaps and bounds of what they were able to do and the side control they had, so they just need to not get discouraged by this first goal and push through. And so far, they do attempt to take another shot on goal. Doms goes through. It's going to bounce off Kadena's backboard. There's not really anyone there to back it up, and Weth is going to take it over. But Sock is there waiting. They bounce it off. They know about the commit, but just not able to get past there, unfortunately.
You could see the demo attempt by Ashy Wolf. Just no boost to his name. He couldn't catch up and get him out of the way. Weth able to...
But you can tell that they know what they need to do there.
Yeah.
2-0, and also 2-0 with 3 minutes on the board. That is a lot slower than the previous match. And this is nowhere near like an unrecoverable situation for them.
Oh, absolutely. 3 minutes on the clock, 2 goals. That is very doable, especially for the Zama team, able to get some chances here in game 2. They just have to be smart about what they're going to do with taking it to the sidewall. Full boost. What's he going to do? He's going to go up. Air dribble. On target.
Good block from Doms.
Great 50 out of Dom.
Dom getting the block. King Kaiser going to try and take it up into the air again. Do a replay of that, but it doesn't end up working.
Maybe shot off the post.
Oh, what a close save there. Doms trying to bring it up into the air. Ashley Wolf preventing any momentum towards their goal. Kaiser rotating back as New Soup goes in, as we are going to take a look in at the Valorant team as well. We can see the fight is still going hard for Rocket League. As we take a look, looks like we're going to be seeing a little bit more of that new agent. I keep swapping the names around. I am forgetting all the different games I cast for apparently, but we're going to be seeing a little bit of Taeho, Clove, Reyna, Jet, and Cypher. Never mind. Heard me talk about the new guy, and now we're swapping to Sky.
Nope.
I mean, Sky's actually
We are seeing
great.
more Sky.
I mean, Sky's great. Great information hero,
Yeah.
right? Hero.
We're seeing an ISO as well.
Oh,
Never mind.
we
Reyna.
just need to not acknowledge them, and then maybe they'll lock
That's
in
true.
heroes.
We are getting some block-ins, though, early on with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, Faye, Jet, Sky. I see Brim and Cypher. So we might be
Cypher's
seeing.
locked in, yep.
We're seeing a little bit of a mirror matchup in the. Hello, Raze. Oh no, they're teasing us.
They
with
really are
Taeho.
teasing
no.
us.
I want to see more of him. He's new.
Back to this Rocket League match, though. Now down to a minute and a half. Zama doing so much better than in the previous game. They're making sure to really hold down on offense, keep these goals out, and opportunities to find. Maybe
open
Dom. He gets one
bouncing
pass.
off the back. Does he have someone to
follow
follow
up.
up? No.
New Soup able to get that one out. And we do have locked rosters over here. Sky, Reyna, and all of them. Clove, Cypher. And we're actually going to swap over to this game and a new map.
Now we're going to be going to Bind, our very fun teleportation map. Oh, this map. This map is fun because of all the little like tricks with the mind games you can do just because of the teleportation. And of course, I mean, it makes sense with the characters that we're seeing. At first I was like, why is Raze here? But then I'm like, wait, this is Raze's map. This is the Raze map.
Yep.
With the way that like she can use her blast packs to run forward. Boombot is really good. Showstopper is super good, and I mean you can use it through the teleportations.
Yeah.
Probably one of the nastiest things in esports
That's
is that
dirty.
you can use ultimates and grenades through those teleports and knock people out. All you need to do is know they're there.
Or just like on a whim. I got this.
So Humphreys versus Zama. If you were ever wondering, why Raze gets picked on this map, that's why. And Brim, for similar reasons, very strong on this map. As we're going to see how these two teams collide. And although Zama is definitely fighting a little bit on the back foot in Rocket League, we'll have to see how it ends up turning out for their Valorant team here.
This is also the first time we're seeing Humphrey, but not the first time we've seen Zama. If you recall earlier, it was the Zama versus Guam game that took us.
It was a wild
That was a
game
really
to
good
see.
game.
Yeah. All right, well, Zama is down a player. The pistol round not going their favor so far, but with Sky, they are able to get a heal off. And that's going to be good to give them a little bit of extra room to work with as Zama is moving up here to B site. Yep, B site here with the plant going down. Humphreys Jet moving in to take out the Killjoy. Actually, not the Killjoy, the Raze here. Spike is planted, but no one is here to defend it. Wow.
Was that a 4K?
I think that was. I mean, it would have said something if it was a 5K, so I'm fairly certain that. Never mind, that was an ace.
Ace.
Wow. Whew.
Jet's making numbers right now.
I mean, it's Jet to work with. Right.
We've been seeing a lot of gameplay from Jet tonight, and I feel like all the Jets have just been amazing.
I mean, something to know about Valorant is that, either your Jet is able to click heads, or then they're not going to be very good with Bladestorm. Yep. One, two. Yeah, because they did get the knockout. Yep. I believe they're the one who got the
initial kill?
The initial kill, too.
Possibly.
So, yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, it went so fast. My brain didn't think to store that information for later. I was like, I don't think this is going to be relevant. Jumping back into it though, that means Humphreys did get the first point on defense.
Not this time.
However, this time, yeah, Kentenchi is like, no, denying Jets. Like, we're not doing this one again. Moving forward, okay, going to try A side with some smokes and the Lear out to give themselves cover. Rest of the team's gonna have to rotate to the backside of A. Sky pushing with the blind. Gionida's watching. Ooh, 3 players taking out a wallbang.
All that's left is Reyna, and there it is.
Wow, that was fast.
Very quick.
That is impressive, and an Outlaw is going to be acquired by the Fade to be given out to the rest of their team as needed. So Zama losing some of their own valuable resources, or Humphreys, but they are going to be gaining something themselves in 2-0.
That is 2 rounds back-to-back where Humphreys has been, as soon as gunfire starts going off, they are quick with it. They
That's
do
it.
not waste any time.
Yeah, that is a rough spot to be in. If you're Zama, you'll want to be very careful about how you take your steps going forward if you want to swing the momentum, which we have seen them do before, so they are not out of it yet. Using some info from Fade, they can tell where Zama is going to be. Boombot going out to gain a little bit of information. Do they see the Cypher trip? They do not, and their position is going to be revealed. Trailblazer goes out. Sky doesn't get much value out of it immediately, though, as they move in to attack on B, taking out the Cypher. Giannitas is able to get rid of them, but Paradox goes down with no healing. They're going to have to be very careful with the plant here. Fade sending out some info, and a shotgun taking down Kenteshi. They're going to, ooh, the back and forth is dangerous. This is a small spot, but Papadelic is not scared, taking out their own Sky, using the box to their advantage and the Cypher cage to give them safe.
Jet right there.
Jet moves in. Oh,
Doesn't
not
get
taken out
one.
immediately.
It was a trade.
Oh, 2-2,
Jet getting one. Oh, the no scope doesn't hit, but the Sheriff does.
And with that, they have the defuse, and they have plenty of time for this defuse to go through.
Oh, I had hope for Zama right
and that
there.
Jet has Blade Storm too, so quickly.
Jeez.
Look at the KD ratio too, actually. 7-1
Wow.
compared to the rest of them. Yeah, no.
Well, that first round.
Yeah, that first round is exactly why, though, we can see.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got to say, I thought Zama could have had that round right there, because when they got to sight,
I know,
all
it
that
was
was
so
there.
clean, but then the Jet popped up.
Yeah, there was only one or two agents for Humphreys, and everybody else was trying to rotate from A. No teleporters were used. There was just straight rotations, and they got the plant off. And I thought it was going to be great positioning for them, but it just didn't work out in the end.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes that's just what happens, right? Like, especially when you have agents like Jet that have such good mobility, if you don't catch them fast enough, and we saw plenty of just how quickly they could turn it. So, you know, it's anyone's game. Though, while we're waiting on the timeout between Humphreys and Zama, we can check back in Zama and Kadena. With Kadena taking the second game and 0-4 on the second one, Zama has not been able to get the point they need to really gain the win here, but they are still holding strong and not really letting them run away with it. 3 minutes on the clock. Let's see how their defense is doing right now.
And with 3 minutes and 4 goals, I mean, it's doable, but they've got to make something happen very quick to try and at least.
Another aerial goal. Are they going to block it? Oh!
Great control out of King.
Yeah, that's just always a really hard thing to do. I mean, when you have something like that going on. Getting ready with the Valorant team, they're going to be spreading out a little bit more, not immediately committing to both sides, though A looks like the preferred option. Looking at Showers, they're going to have to be careful. They get the Jet and are able to knock them out. Great spot to be if you're Zama. You do not want that Jet messing around. Lear goes out to blind as Boombot covers the hallway here. Brimstone goes in. Does he see the raise? Oh, takes her out instantly. With that, his team has some room to work with, but they are going to get the plant.
And it's still a 4v4 right now. A lot of abilities coming out. Lots of blinds, Brimstone.
Going for the smoke,
Looking to
going to
go.
give them some room, not let anyone sneak in through Showers easily. He's going to spot the
He's gonna
Clove,
get
and
Clove.
Clove doesn't see him. Oh, with that, they're going to get the defuse. Wow.
Great placement, or positioning of where he was to just be there right behind Clove. Clove not even aware that someone could be there. 4-0 for Humphrey. Very commanding lead right now.
Yeah, we see here, too, using his util to block off, prevent anyone from really going where they want to be. With the blinds out, too, it made it hard. And as always, if you're, if you have Brimstone on this site, it's always good to block off that Showers. And it ended up working out because Clove picked the direction they thought enemies might be, and it ended up being the wrong one.
Going into round 5 now, Zama. 2 ults to their name. They're trying to figure something out and get around to themselves. Looks like most of the team is covering B, and that tends to be where this might be leading. Grenade going out from Raze, doing a little bit of damage. Whole team.
Cypher Cage up is going to give them some room to breathe here, as they wait to see which direction Zama's going to come from. Now, with all the defenders on site, they're going to have to be careful. Looks like they might plan to do a rotate here, though Humphries has done a slight rotate as well. Zama choosing to rotate around to check on A, which is the less defended place currently. And I mean, without Cypher on site, I don't really blame them for wanting to go that direction.
Yeah.
4FPS watching both angles. I mean, they've learned their lesson about showers, not wanting to immediately go in. The boombot goes out. They know that people are there. Lear blinds Jet. They're not able to take any immediate shots. They see someone and take down Kenteshi again.
There's
and
two.
knowing exactly where they're going to be planting, able to take out Papadelic and Giannitas goes down as well.
One more.
Paradox is down, and it's
Raze.
all up to Raze. And it's not going to go through.
Flawless round for Humphrey. Being able to cover both sides like that, and even when you're unevenly matched on that site and having a whole team rotate to you, still getting able to get those kills. Jet, though, being able to get those 2 kills blind, that was huge.
Yeah, and I mean, being able to prevent that plant and deny it was also insane. I mean, when there are general places you want to plant, right? Like, there are the best spots. So knowing generally where they were going to be and being able to take the pot shot and get it, like, off, that is one of the best things you can do. 4FPS doing a little bit of seeking to see if anyone is there. Doesn't see anyone immediately, not knowing that Paradox is hanging farther back. There is some ultimates on the board they'll want to be careful of. Zama has Clove Resurrection, and Canute is taking out Cypher, though Giannitas and Canute are taken out themselves. The trade does not go the way that they would want, and Fade, getting ready to activate some abilities, is able to gain a little bit of more information on the locations of other players. Humphries down 1, Zama down 2. Rethinking their strategy, going to rotate over to A. It hasn't treated them well, but currently it might be one of their best options. But will they see 4FPS hiding around this corner? Cypher's right there. Ooh, doesn't catch it fast enough, and Fade on the plant site notices what's going on, going to activate ultimate, and it doesn't. It does reveal
there's
enough.
one, there's two.
But Sky's not going to go down
1v2.
without a fight. The blind goes
Put out the
through,
blind.
pops out of
He
the
gets-
cloud, takes down Brimstone. It's Sky versus Sky. The spike is down. Humphries only has so much room. Trailblaze is going to go out, trying to spot where the Sky might be. Doesn't see them in showers, knows they're there, but doesn't know exactly where they might be. Does a fake defuse. Maybe they'll find them. Seekers go out as well. Sky knows where they each other is, but the wrong flick, unfortunately, for Paradox, and he is going to, Humphries is going to be able to get the defuse. Wow! What a great Sky versus Sky.
That was a much better round out of Zama for sure. Being able to take it down to a 1v1, almost getting the round. That was huge improvements.
Well, and if anything, just getting to watch the play for Sky too. Sky is such an interesting character, having a little bit of like everything. You have Trailblazer for scouts, you have your Guiding Light, you have your healing, and you have Seekers, and all of those really let you just kind of control the field. And so getting to see the back and forth there, and the other Sky expertly avoiding the Trailblazer, like that was really interesting. And although Zama didn't end up taking it, shows not to mess with that Sky too, with how many players they took out right before that.
Yeah, but it also just gives me some more confidence for them, thinking that they have the utilities in their hands to maybe get a round off of Humphries. Maybe right now, you see some smokes and blinds
Here
going
goes out.
out. You see Cypher on site. He's all alone. He gets
He's down. Showstopper out as well, going to try and use it to clear space and be just a general threat. Shooting it down the hallway. They don't get anyone. Kenteshi goes down, but
Clove's gonna use their
activates
ult.
ult to come back up. Sky goes down to Papadelic, and the enemies are revealed. He uses Neural Theft, and they can see exactly where they are. They know where the Jet is. Jet is able to dash out of the way, tries to take down someone, but is unable to, and Kenteshi, not finding a kill, goes down after their ultimate. However, it's now just Fade. Zama has the advantage here and the plant. All they need to do is hang on, and hang on they do.
Just like I was saying, it gave me hope. They played a great round 6, now an even better round 7, getting one on the board.
Wow, look at that. Yeah, and also Jet played very well avoiding those abilities there, but just was not able to avoid it for long. I mean, with Neural Threat active, they knew where Jet was going to be. And luckily for them, they were able to knock her out before she could do anything too just devastating.
Yeah, and even after she used that dash to try and get out of range, there was still an angle there that they were able to utilize, get the kill, and ultimately put them in the lead. Now going into round 8, they're looking to try and get just more rounds under their belt.
Oh, firefight between Clove, 4FPS and Giannitas, and it does not go Giannitas' way,
Maybe
being knocked out. But Sky moves up, knows that they're there, and is able to take them out. Good play there, getting the trade. Paradox gonna jump in with Trailblazer, able to see the other Sky, knows generally where they are, but gets hit by the Brimstone ultimate. Just barely getting out of the way before getting knocked out. Whew. I think you see your life flash before your eyes when something like that happens. Oh, Papadelic goes down as well, and now Zama rotating over to A. Will they be able to beat Humphreys to the punch? Go out with the flash. They are potentially going to get the blind, throwing out the grenades. They gotta hope. They can see where they're gonna be. The Boombot goes out.
One.
Oh,
Good
there's
trade.
a kind of
2v3.
insane trade there, and the plant isn't able to go through. Sky has to back off, being chased by Kenteshi. Oh. Wow, doing a quick rotate back over to B, but Kenteshi doesn't know. 3-1, the spike is planted all up to Sky once again. Paradox takes down the opposing Sky.
One
knows that
high.
there's one in the window. Sees Fade, but is not able to line up the shot. Really good reads from that Sky, though.
Yeah.
To recognize we should rotate from B to A and then rotate back from A to B. Oh, just not enough to get the point.
Yeah, and I don't think the score deficit's given or shown testament to what Zama's been able to do in this game so far. I mean, they've been playing really smart to try and get these sites and get the advantages off of Humphreys, but nothing's been able to really work out.
Yeah, but they are gaining some advantage in information here. So as we've talked about before, Zama was able to come back from a pretty devastating difference in rounds. So we'll have to see if this will be the same or if Humphreys is going to shut them down, learning from what has happened in this previous championship matches here. Once again, watching through the showers, Kenteshi and 4FPS, the battle of all time over here with the wallbangs, trying to find their kills. It looks like 4FPS is going to be the winner in this time, but there is another potential challenger. Boombot goes out, they do spot it, and unfortunately, picking between the Boombot and Canute is able to get one over.
Opting out of the old orb, just going straight through showers, trying to get maybe a pick. You can see Sky right there. Or no fade. Ooh.
Seekers go out, and with that, they know exactly where Canute is and is able to take them out. 2-1.
Another one. Ooh, blinded
Ooh,
as
Spike
well.
is down. That's dangerous for Zama if they can't get it back.
Cypher's
and
last
Cypher's
one.
the only one there. Spike is in a rough
watch
spot
Molly.
for him too. Oh, this is not good. Spike in showers, and Cypher is nowhere near. Fade is watching it. Now has to do the dangerous task of trying to recover it. But with the Prowler out and watching, he can't move up immediately. Brimstone rotating up, and Cypher with the Odin in teleport. This is a
dangerous.
lose-lose game here as he gets taken out by the Odin.
I mean, there was always the possibility, but when it's that kind of situation, that one's tough to try and get yourself out of or try and make work. Though Humphreys going up 8-1. Also looking at another Rocket League game here. We've got Osan versus Zion Christian, another team we haven't really seen tonight, or we haven't seen in general. Zion Christian 2-0 up right now in game 1 with almost the game elapsed.
Yeah, 1 minute, 30 seconds on the clock right now. Zion Christian trying to get a shot onto goal, but we'll have to see if they got another one and got a 3-0, or if they will be fighting a little bit longer for that title. As we kept back to Valorant, Trailblazer goes out to try and gain some information. Marshall is being brought out by Showers, and they see the Jet, but don't immediately move in. Ooh, missed the shot though, and Jet is gone. that opportunity to knock them out is going to be wasted. They'll have to see, will Jet peek again? They do, but they aren't able to land the shot. They do get a hit off, but they don't knock them out. Seekers go out on both sides, it looks like, as, here we go.
Dangerous.
Once again, moving in fast and furious, getting some healing from Sky, using Boombot to create some space. Canute is ready to go as Paradox plants. The Boombot is out. And with that, Spike is planted, and all they have to do is get the defense. Will they be able to do it? They have to watch out for Heaven. 4FPS is up there. Any shot could be
There's
deadly.
one on the J.
Oh, they do know they're there, but they're taken out. The Odin goes through. And
There's one more.
oh, Paradox
Gotta watch
once
out
again.
for Sky.
Oh, sees the
He
Sky, but
doesn't
not
win
able to
that
get the
one.
shot placement. Kenteshi goes down as well, and now they just have to get the defuse.
Should be fine. Plenty of time. Switch it off. Get more points for each other. And that was a very clean round out of Humphreys.
Yeah, quite the lead at this point, and with the weaponry and eco currently where it stands, it's a rough spot to be, but we are getting close to the swap, and things will even out soon again, so we'll have to see how that actually goes through for both of these teams here. Yeah, the Sky has been putting in a lot of work for this team, though. They have been catching plenty of people off guard. They've just unfortunately not been able to really push through how they want.
I feel like for Humphreys, it's Sky gets your info, and Jet is the one that's getting the most kills right now. I feel like that's your combo.
Oh yeah, well, especially with Cypher too, you have your drone and you have the tripwires.
Yeah, so many utilities from Cypher to get all the information you could ever need.
Yeah, Boombot going through, gaining a little bit of space. Kenteshi testing behind some of the barriers to see what might show up. Six hiding in the box as per his favorite spot, but Canute is going to take down the Sky. No healing for Humphreys this round. So they need to be very careful. The blind goes out. They don't see him, and popping around the corner,
Big
they
trade.
do take down the trade. And ultimately, Humphreys down to 2 players. They have to be careful for FPS using the smokes, but he's not able to get through. Now it's up to Brimstone, and he has to be very careful here, but Giannitas knows where he is and is able to knock him out, and Zama is able to get a second point on the board.
Great round out of Zama, and I just got to think for the Jet to just have that smoke drop and just see 3 players in your face and just be like, well, that's not good.
Great trade there, and able to avoid the flash. Which
Yeah, it was a double trade right
avoid
there.
the blind.
But like right here, smoke goes down, 3
Yep.
players in your face.
Yeah, what do you do there, right? You're like,
You're just like,
pick a target. Oh, yeah. And so,
wrong one.
I mean, that's what you want in Valorant. You want to be spread out, and you want to have a couple people on a target, so
Yeah.
you have the highest chance of getting the knockout. And we saw here, worked out for Zama. However, let's see how this next match goes. We've got some ultimates activated. Reyna activating Empress. Going to be a rough character to take out. Lear goes through, blinding the players as Jet pushes through to check around showers, make sure that no one is coming from that direction. Ultimates on both sides going out. Boombot going through as well. With Decay active, all of these players will want to be careful. They don't want to take too much damage. And Humphreys is all on A right now, as Zama is going to rotate to B. They don't see the Cypher to their left. They'll have to be careful. But they are going to get
the
onto
corner.
the site.
He can.
He gets Giannitas as he's trying to move
Gets
forward.
one.
They know he's there now. Oh, Brimstone
Big
goes
back
down.
fourths.
Jet and Fade left.
Oh,
Now
that's up
just
to Jay.
Jet, and
There
Jet
it
is
is.
gone. And with that, Zama is able to get a 3rd point under their belt. Wow.
Huge for Zama going into the swap.
Look at that. That's an incredible. That was a really incredible play for them there. And Humphreys reading them and able to move, just wasn't able to get into position fast enough. I really appreciate their Cypher on the Odin though. Like he is the funniest lurker to me because he's chosen to use Odin. It's working out really well for him. He's just not able to pick up all the kills his team needs yet.
Yeah, but I think right now, learning how Humphreys played on defense might have came in a little too late now that the roles are swapped, and that might change how these next few rounds go in terms of who wins and who comes up and who loses.
We did see this last time, Zama and Humphreys, well, with Zama playing against the previous team they faced. This is kind of how it went, and they ended up taking it. So Humphreys better be careful as they're setting up to go on the offense here. throwing out their util, gaining some information and trying to deny the Cypher. They jump onto B site here. So far, no casualties as they begin the plant. Zama choosing to take a bit more of a pulled back state here with the spike planted. Jay goes in, Kenteshi is down, Giannitas as well. Trailblazer giving them some information. Canute does take out the Jet. 3 to 4, Humphries holding down the site. They see the Sky. Sky takes down Fade.
Good trade.
Paradox holding on and giving some heals to their team. 2 against 3. They got to get any healing they can here as they move through the smoke. Paradox is down, and it's all up to Raze, but Raze gets caught off guard before they can do anything by Brimstone.
Coming out of that smoke, not knowing where anybody is, your teammate just getting eliminated. That one's tough. But looking back at this game, Zion Christian gets game 1, but right now Osan is up a goal with almost 2 minutes down. Looking to try and make a comeback and tie the series.
Yeah, 1-0, great spot to be, holding on. And I mean, even though they're at 3 minutes, that is a nice spot to be. As long as you have the goal, as long as you can gain the time and especially waste the time for your opponents and not let them get the goal, that can end up doing really well for you. Checking back in with Humphries and Zama, 10-3, 7-point gap right now. They'll need to be careful. Jay taking out Canute. The defense getting surprised here as they move in for the plant. Humphries preferring that fast plant style, but Jet is able to take someone down, though Paradox takes them down. With the Prowler out, they try to gain some information, but gets concussed by Trailblazer too as Brimstone moves into the corridor to go up against Raze. Does not end up, or I guess go up against Sky actually. Sky takes them out. Back and forth here, 2-2, Spike is down, and 6 pops out of his Cypher cage, taking down Paradox.
It's gonna get really close. Oh, and Cypher is gonna get that last kill on Kenteshi.
That Humphries not really showing any slip up in their strategies here going into the attack after defense.
No, and with only 2 rounds needed to win this one out, they're looking pretty confident. But right now on the other end in Rocket League, it's 1-1. Zion able to get another one on the board. Tie the game,
going
maybe.
for a shot.
Good save out of Carter. Send it to the corner. Grab that corner as well is huge. Gotta make sure they play here. Oh, no.
Wow, Zion Christian getting the second goal there, just kind of easing it in very carefully. Honestly, you know, those are some of the most impressive goals in Rocket League, I'd say, is when you can just barely get them in like that and no one manages to block it.
Yeah, just went off the nose of that defender and rolled right on in. I'm sure Zion are going to be really happy about that one. But right now we got to focus on this Humphries match.
Yeah, smoke going out, Jet going into the Cypher cage and into the clouds, using that to give them some space as they check through the hallway here. Giannitas checking around the corner, does spot a Sky on the box, and then a Brimstone by the Spike. Spike is down, and it hasn't been planted, meaning that they can hold it down here. Humphries 2, Zama 2. Now it's just up to Jet. Jet had Tailwind active, but was not able to run away. Knocked out by Zama, putting another point on the board. They do not want to go down without a fight here.
No, they do not, and it was a split second between 2 against 5 to 2 against 2. Humphries, it was the Jet and the Cypher doing work there in the last seconds, but Zama doing a great job to stay in the fight, win the round, get some more econ under their belt. You can see them, just Vandals, a couple Phantoms, and it's looking like this could be a potential comeback for Zama if they can keep this up.
Trailblazer going out. Sky backing off, does not want to get concussed, able to knock it out, but they know exactly where they are. However, Paradox gets the jump on Jay. As they now try to move through window here. Paradox backing off, the Cypher cages creating some space for Zama as they move up. All about taking space on this site right now. Everyone knows this is the place to be for the attack, and they need to be careful how they choose to move in. With Clove watching right there below, they do not want to just jump in caution, like, will throw caution to the wind. They will get knocked out by Paradox here. So they go for the blind. 4FPS sees them and knocks them out. Tailwind is active to give them the potential for the dash as Papadelic hides in the elbow here with Cypher Cage up, now giving them a little bit of room. They know that the plant is going through, but that's not what matters right now. What matters is the stall and holding the fort, and Papadelic goes down.
3v2 right now. Reyna and Raze, there's a kill by Raze. Now it's a 2v2. Sky and Cypher, all that's left. Cypher, he's dead, and it's gonna be a trade. Now it's gonna be a one-on-one. Raze versus Sky. No abilities going out. 1v1, and Raze goes down.
And with that, Humphreys has made it to match point. Zama needs to step up their game if they want to be able to route this now.
This is where like everything's got to come out. You've got to lock in, try to get as many kills as possible, lock down a site, and really just make sure that you're not getting trapped by a lot of those abilities that come out.
Now, unfortunately, when they did the flick, it just wasn't the right direction, and they end up losing that interaction. But now, it is match point. Everything on the line, and Zama knows that, activating Empress right off the bat. Reyna is ready to swing and take some kills here. Trailblazer goes out. They know someone is hiding in the box as they get ready to move forward. Fade activating their info gather as Knut hiding in the smoke tries to go down, but Giannitas is knocked out by 4FPFs. Jet moving around the corner, gets taken out by Knut. Back and forth we go. The signature ability is charged, so Stopper is out. They know someone's near the window. Are they going to take the shot? They see them.
They get it.
Oh!
They got it.
But they need to get the defuse, but that's okay because they got the defuse.
Plenty of time for the defuse.
Great charge on Showstopper to cut this off. They are not going to let Humphreys immediately take that match point.
No, but Humphreys, they're going to go into this last round with a Cypher, Sky, and Jet alt in their name. I feel like they're going to use that to their advantage this round, potentially trying to eliminate a site or just clear it out as fast as possible.
Yeah, that might be likely here. We have to be careful. Humphreys has been pushing onto sites rather fast, and that has been catching Zama off guard. Zama, though, needs to play to the best of their ability. Do not let anything go to chance. Lock down these sites as best they can. And they need to be very wary as they move up. 6 with the Guardian going to move forward. Jet bringing Bladestorm out immediately. That's going to be a dangerous position for Zama. If they let Jet click heads, it could be the end here. They see Jet in the shower. They know they're there. They aren't able to get anything with the knives, though. They move through, and 4FPS is wall-banged. Giannitas takes down Sky, and they go for the plant, but the plant is denied. Lear going out to reduce vision. It's now just Brimstone here. Zama needs to find him, and he's in the shower, and he's knocked out, and that's a flawless Zama. You know, I was talking about locking in and not leaving anything to chance, and Zama decided to take that as getting a flawless there.
They, like I said, they're locking in.
Oh yeah, I mean, hey, if you're going to lock in at some point, this is the time to do it.
Yeah.
If you don't do it now, then you don't take the win. Yeah. We'll have to see if that will be enough. So far, seems like it might be what they need here.
Could be now with only 6 rounds down.
Oh, but 3 ultimates on the side of Humphreys.
Only the Jet got used last round, and in turn they get a trade for a Brimstone ult, which could do a lot of damage if done correctly.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly a space gatherer, but that is, you know, at the end of the day, taking space when you're on attack is important, and we see Jet using just that with their smokes to get through, taking down Giannitas. Oh, 1 player down already. Bad spot to be. As they begin the plant, Seekers go out. They know where they are, and the smokes are down. So now, popping around the corner, see Cypher, Papadelic goes down, and Paradox and Knut. With that, all players are knocked out, and Humphreys is able to square this round away.
That was so fast.
Wow. With that, Humphreys is the winner. But what a great fight that both teams put up. Humphreys, congratulations on preventing the rout there from the opposing team. That would have been a rough spot to be at match point and taking that down. But as we are...
What a demo!
You know, congratulating the winners of, you know, our Valorant team. We get to check into the Rocket League team as well and see how they're doing. Just to see a demo into the goal. My goodness.
For the little bit that we've seen between these games, it looks like it's been so close, but Zion has been able to come out on top for both of them. 1-1 scoreline right here. Only a minute and a half into this game. Lots left to play out. What's going to happen? It's going to be Zion with the first offense. Plymore's going for another demo. Maybe a waterfall down. Nobody's able to read that one. here, going up, trying to make a play. It's going to go to the opposite side wall. Carter taking control here. Trying to play around one, and he does. It's an open net. If he can get it on target, he's going to be able to.
What just happened there? Oh my goodness.
It was almost a misflip, and he couldn't get it in.
Oh, Zion Christian saved by chance there. However, the ball is still on their side. They do need to clear it. Will they be able to? Doesn't look like Osan wants to let them go easy here. Oh, gonna make a pop on the goal.
This is gonna be tight. It's gonna be right here, right now. Oh, it's an own goal by. Oh no, Osan. I could tell what he was trying to do. He was trying to get it to the corner.
Oh.
But he turns and the angle was wrong and he puts into his own net. Damn, not wanting that to go down. But unfortunately, that's going to put Zion up 2-1 with almost half the game left to go.
2-1. Zion Christian gaining the upper hand, but Osan having a point is a great spot for them to be. With 2 minutes left on the board, although they have not been able to take a match, they are not going down without a fight. But New Year, New Wa is able to get another point on the board for Zion Christian.
I think right now Zion are trying to utilize demos as much as they can. I mean, I've seen Pi go for a few of them right now, and they're so effective. I mean, it's gotten them 2 goals now, just right on the goal line, eliminating that defender. Now he's going to be jumping, getting it out of the corner, has full boost. Nobody's going to go up for it, and instead, New Year's going to get a touch into the corner, continue possession for Zion, wasting time, now almost crossing the 2-minute mark left in this game. New Year getting past a few of them if he can reach it again. Instead, it's going to be Jay. He's stuck in the corner. Pi making a 50. If Top Dan can beat the last defender, it could be an open net. He's going to reach it, and it's going to roll on in.
Osan getting a second point on the board. Nice. With 2 minutes left, too. That's a good spot to be in. 3-2, a little less than 2 minutes. Not a bad spot for them here.
Not a bad spot at all. Plenty of time. Only 1 goal left. Just make sure you can try and beat those defenders. Maybe even try to take a page out of their book, try to get some demos on them. Maybe that could be the difference maker here, but instead it's going to be a pop shot just wide of the net, jumping, waiting. Carter sends one high, and it's going to be a little awkward, jumping, getting a clear out, good. Pi was there to try and read it. Here, maybe getting a shot on target, it's going to go on, jumping, getting a save, great. High follow-up shot, wide up the post. New Year, he hits it out into the corner.
Wow.
And Zion just walk out.
So many commits and nothing there for Zion Christian. Might be an opportunity for Osan. Top Dan trying to grab it. Jumping Jack Flax, washing from. Oh, he sees
off
it.
The post
he sees
again.
It. Oh, off the post. They're safe. Close. Oh, we're so close here. Carter Frederick driving it over to Zion Christian's side. Pimore's trying to recover. 1 minute remaining. This is an opportunity. If they can get a shot in the goal, they can tie it up and maybe even take the round here. They have to be careful as they are gunning for another goal on Zion Christian's side as well. Jay the first trying to help his team. It's open!
Dan, and he sinks it!
And a hat trick. That's a great feeling for Top Dan there. And what could be the match point for Zion Christian, able to tie it up and get a hat trick.
From own goaling to tying the game in a match point scenario, that is a way to bring it back.
That's a good feeling.
That's an amazing feeling.
You feel good after that one, and it's not done yet. 43 seconds left on the clock. Either a team is going to score or we go into overtime here. Looks like Zion Christian wants to do
save.
it. Oh, the commits. 3 commits on the board. That field must be open. Do they see it? 30 seconds remain. This might be the chance for Osan. They see it with the boost. The ball is on their side. Oh, but Osan is not able to get there immediately, and so there are some people defending the goal. They don't want this to go through. Less than 20 seconds left. Can they find this opening off the backboard?
Might be one shot right here. It's going to go in for Carter.
Oh, my goodness. 4-3, 12 seconds left on the clock. Man, I feel like they just started to show off a little bit when we started to watch again.
All it took for us.
All it took was us putting them on the main screen here.
No pressure.
No pressure. 4-3, 12 seconds left. Oh, but this could be Zion Christian's chance. They got 8 seconds. All they need is one good shot to tie it up and bring it to overtime. They see that, but the commits are there. Osan knows that all they need to do is just keep the ball out of the goal. And it's going to touch the ground, giving Osan the game. Well, right there, that game. Wow, look at that.
What a turnaround. I mean, like I was saying, like what we've seen, they've been close, and now we're just seeing the other side of it. Osan able to pull out on top in this game 3, forcing it to a game 4, starting the reverse sweep.
Could be a potential reverse sweep here, which would be really nice to see, as we weren't able to see that reverse sweep. We were wondering if we would get in Valorant. Maybe we'll get it in Rocket League.
Maybe. Yeah, not being able to see that comeback from Zama late in the game. But here, I mean, we're seeing a lot. I think this is the closest Rocket League match of the night.
It looks like they've been able to clean up their play, and I think I saw a lot of overcommits too from Zion Christian, because they really wanted that. And I mean, if you leave your goal open, you're asking for it.
Yeah, that's true. Zion just pushing a little too far ahead, and I think if they can capitalize on that, they can really make a name here and continue this reverse sweep.
Yeah, going into game 4. That's got to be a morale booster for Osan here. And a little bit of a morale shaker for Zion Christian after kind of not exactly dominating in the past 2 games, but holding on steady and bringing it to match point. This is still their chance to take it. They could deny Osan their chance to bring it to match point as well. So we'll have to see what this might turn into as we start the game off and get a little bit of a change of scenery in this stadium here. Jay the First tries to go for a shot, but it's saved by jumping Jack Flash. As now a little bit of a contest in the middle for the ball here. Jay the First is going to bring it near the goal. Ooh, dangerous spot to be on your side. Top Dan knows that, bounces it off the backboard. Is there anyone to follow it up? Carter Frederick's there. It hits the backboard again. And they're not set up for the shot, but they still have control of the ball, and they are still on Zion Christian's side.
This is a great opportunity, and a shot on by Carter!
Setting the precedence of getting the first shot off. Wow, look at that. They are sending a statement here to Zion Christian where they're like, we are not going down, and now you have to watch out for us.
Seriously, what a turnaround from Osan. First 30 seconds, getting the first goal, putting themselves in the lead. This is what they want to keep doing. They want to take this to game 5. They want to make sure that they can win this. Right now, they're going to try and get an offense going. Pi with a great 50. Dan trying to make this one. He's going to get beat out by New Year. He's going to go up. Carter tries.
Ooh,
Top Dan gets
demo on
demoed.
Dan.
Carter takes it to the corner. Misses their corner boost, but maybe he can still get a shot on. It's going to be in for Carter again. I think he's got the last 3 or 4 goals for this Osan team.
It was him and Dan. Him and Dan have been getting a lot of goals because Dan got the hat trick in the previous match that we were watching.
He did. But Carter, he was the one that got the winning goal in the last game, and now he's leading the charge in game 4. Already a minute in, 2-0 up for Osan. Maybe even 3 almost. If Top 10 would have connected there. Instead, Carter's going to go again for another shot. It's going to fall right into mid. Jumping, just waiting in defense. He's just letting it bounce.
He's like a shark in the water. He just sits in the back of the goal and he's like, I'm there, I'm ready.
And this was an overcommit. This happens again. Can Carter capitalize? Maybe Top Dan rotating in.
And
it's going to be open. Carter again.
Wow! Look at that. Great read from Carter there. He wanted to grab the ball, but he saw that Dan was there. They communicated and knew. What a great pass. Just kind of driving up the wall, putting it beautifully in front of the goal there.
All the defenders for Zion, very awkward in that situation. Couldn't really do much. Almost kick off. Great save out of Carter. They just got to try and get it out of that corner now. Carter gets it over 1. It's going to stay on their side, though, and Zion are going to continue an offense. Great demo out of Dan. It's going to be a beat out of a few. Jump in, making that 50. It's going to go high. No one quite has the boost to make this 50. Jump in, great save. Way to get it out of there.
Right now, Osan holding strong here. 3 minutes to go. There's plenty of room for this to go either way right now, but they are really playing on their strong game here. Once again, the goal is open. Zion Christian hasn't learned their lesson, but luckily they are able to keep the ball away, gain some control, going towards the goal, going to put the first point on the board for themselves, but they need to make 2 more points if they want to be able to tie this, and so far Osan has been locking it down.
Yeah, but when you have someone like Pi coming in and just demoing and bumping your last defender, it makes it tough to defend those shots. And just like that, Zion are going to get one right back. Closing in on the halfway mark of this game, Osan still leads by 2 goals. Maybe they can capitalize right here, maybe get a third.
Ooh.
Almost.
Good save from Pymors here, Pymors, as he's able to lock down for Zion Christian here. Bring it over to their side. Jumping Jack's flash is not in the goal here. That one spot he's been really holding on to help his team. They are able to get the save, but not able to stop anything from happening just yet. Not able to get any openings either.
Continuing, closing in on the 2-minute mark. This is going to be tight. Jump in, just has to play defense. Great job clearing it out, and he's just going to play smart. He knows that if he can just be the solid rock for Osan, that he can make sure that they can win this game and take it to game 5. Back and forth we go. It's kind of awkward here. Not much boost between all these players. Jump in, getting harassed in the backfield. Carter sending it to the side wall. Top Dan rotating back, and it's going to be a bump and a demo. Great save out of Dan.
Oh, barely off the side of the goal. Zion still got a chance to bring it back into this. It's 1:30 left, 2 goals down in the end. They definitely have a shot to prevent this from going to a map 5, but from the looks of things, Osan, they got their 2 games to lock in, and they are going to take full advantage of it. Carter with the pass over. It's back on Zion's side of the field. How are they going to go with this? Oh, the demo onto top Dan allows Pymors to take it back towards the center. They need to find a goal here and fast if they want to stay in this round and prevent a reverse sweep from taking place.
Because right now it's looking like a game 5 opportunity. Pymors sending it out. You can still see Jump In just hanging out, being that solid rock defender, and he's got to be a defender here. It's going to roll up and almost in front of goal, and he gets it out in time. 40 seconds left. This could be it.
Ooh, Carter Frederick trying to get it out of there, but unfortunately just gets bumped again. Top Dan gets the demo on Jay the First, though. That's 2 attackers to 3 defenders. That's going to be hard to keep pressing the advantage. 30 seconds left on the clock. Pymors gets it up in the air. Jay the First attempting to follow up, but just nothing comes out of it. Top Dan now with Carter Fredericks looking
and
to
it's
expand
open
with an open goal. Carter Fredericks expands the lead to 4-1, and they're taking Zion to a round 5.
And it's Carter leading the charge, putting everybody in his backpack, making sure that they are going to game 5. Look at that, 5 shots and 4 goals. He is the one keeping Osan alive in this game.
My team is not going out sad. We're taking you to a map 5, gosh darn it. But this has been such an even game, and it almost seemed like, I know I'm repeating the words of someone else here, but as soon as they came on the big screen, their skill went way up here. Osan takes round 4, bringing it to 2-2, bringing us to map 5.
Champions Field, the first time tonight for Rocket League. We have not seen a game go this far yet.
Not only have we not seen a game go this far, I don't think we've seen a game go into overtime. And if there was any game that I would guess would go into it, it would be this one. But checking over with one of our Valorant games, we have Guam High School against Nile C. Kinnick. And it looks like Guam is currently up 1-0, and as they're playing defense.
On a different map as well than what we've seen previously tonight, though. Guam on the defending side, trying to stop this Kinnick offense. But instead, we're gonna go to Champions Field. Game 5 for the first time tonight. Who will come out on top?
This is gonna be the game to watch. These two teams are really close to each other in skill level. It may not have seemed like it in the first 2 and the last 2 rounds that we watched, but at the same time, if both teams are bringing their A game, this should be a back and forth slugfest, because both teams are really good at the offensive ground game.
Yeah.
All of them tend to struggle when the ball goes up in the air, but at the same time, when you're playing ground v ground, if you are able to take advantage of what little you do know in the air, you do definitely have the advantage. Carter Frederick getting the first demo to start off this game with a precedent that they are not screwing around. Pymors and Jay the First still pushing the advantage on offense.
I think the biggest thing right now is that Zion, if they can eliminate their overcommits like they were showing in these last few games, then they might have a better chance of pulling out a
Oh, New
This might be
Year!
one.
Jay the first score of the match, bringing it 1-0.
It pinches off of so many players right here. New Year having the control. Jay just right there, and it pinches off the top of his car. First one in. Zion Christian up early. Like I was saying, if they can eliminate the overcommits, then I think that'll eliminate the chances for Osan to get more goals.
They used him like a golf tee to hit that goal. New Year, New Wise, trying to go in, gets blocked by Jumpin' Jacks, and Pymores going up for the commit on the ball, luckily backed up by New Year, and it's still on their side of the field, goes for the shot, doesn't quite make it. Pymores is demoed, but it looks like the commit is still going in. New Year able to keep it on the side of Osan, and they are not looking to
this
go
is
out
dangerous.
sad like this. Oh, Carter! He's not able to get back. New Year able to also score, widening the lead.
So close, but yet so far. New Year just barely getting that angle and rolling into the bottom left corner of the goal. Now putting them up 2-0, reversing the roles from game 4.
But this isn't the first time we've seen them go up, though. They have lost at this point in time before because Osan was able to get a few goals as well. If they're just able to find their groove a little bit more, get past this offense, which it looks like they just did with some help from Top Dan, they have a chance to get back in this game. Jay the First scrambling to get back to the ball, but he is out of boost. Carter Frederick almost getting to it, but New Year quick to back up his friend and teammate. Jay the First is trying to get to the ball, but with Top Dan getting a demo on New Year, it's a little bit harder to keep that offensive pressure going, and now they have to mount a pretty strong defense if they want to stay in.
They sure do, and that was a shot on net. Great save by Pi. Now she can be hovering there for a second. Jay getting a clear out. Carter just chasing this one down, trying to keep an offense going for Osan. They need this first goal. Top Dan committing to the ball, but not getting a touch. Carter is going to take this one to the sidewall. It's going to go up. And as it falls back down, Jay is going to collect and continue Zion's offense in this minute, trying to keep them in the lead by 2. Now under 3 minutes left in the game.
Jay the First still with control of the ball. Pymore is knocking it in, finding a corner that the defense just wasn't quite there. And there we go. Pymore's widening the lead to 3. No hat trick with this 3-point though, but 3 points on the board nonetheless.
Absolutely. Pymore taking that ability out. Actually, all 3 players each having a goal, all of them contributing to this game 5.
The power of friendship sure does compel.
Power of friendship.
Jay the First is able to knock it to New Year though, and while we're talking about the magic of friendship, that was quite the pass. It just kind of, I think that Carter and Top Dan just committed a little bit too far to the defense there. They tried to go for the ball, they missed it just a little bit. It allowed for Top Dan to get in there, throw it to New Year, and then they were able to get a really good shot. Pymore's able to just narrowly avoid a goal, but New Year almost letting a goal go through from Top Dan. Not quite in there, but no defense in the net. Top Dan scores the first goal for Osan. They are not out of this yet.
No, they are not. And with 2.5 minutes left, it is absolutely possible for them to get 3 more goals and tie this up. It's just a matter of how they're going to do it.
I mean, they're barely halfway through this game. We've seen 10 points scored in one half of this game before. I think Osan can still score 3 points. Not easy, because they have been fighting for every point that they've gotten in this round. Pymore's with a great shot and a great block from Jax, but Jay the First coming in with the alley-oop, and Pymore's with the demo on Top Dan, just to sweeten the deal a little bit, make it a little bit harder.
Oh, everybody commits to that ball, and it leaves it wide open. And that's going to be a 5th goal for Zion Christian. Approaching that 2-minute mark, and it's not looking that good for Osan in this later half.
New Year, New taking the ball right towards the Osan goal, trying to set up for his teammates, but nobody is quite in a position where they can do anything. Jumpin' Jacksfish is able to take it away but he's just not quite able to get it far enough from their goal line quite yet. Carter Frederick trying to get it away, but New Year and Jay are fighting tooth and nail to keep it where it's at. A bump on top Dan prevents any amount of help from going through, and New Year is able to keep it on offense, but Carter throws it away. Pyamores, though, secures the 100 boost and is able to push it away, but not before Top Dan almost gets that ball if it was just a little bit lower.
I think another thing for Osan right now is that, ooh, hold on. This might be an open net for Carter. He's gonna get it in
with the goal. That's his second goal of the match. Proven that he is still in this game. They are not ones to be counted out. If only Zion Christian is a little bit faster, they might have stopped that one.
Little bit, but they can't look back on that now. Cutting it down to a 3-goal lead. I think the biggest thing for Osan right before that goal happened is that they need to try and utilize all 3 of their players, not have one just sit back. They need to get those rotations moving. But we're also gonna peek on over to that Valorant game against Guam and Zion Christian. Guam and Zion. Guam up 7-0 right now, going into round 8.
Yeah, from the looks of things,
For Kinnick.
Attack quite hasn't been great for Kinnick currently. But at the same time, they might just be biding their time for a little bit more defense. All you really need to do is take a round or two off of the defenders or attackers, whichever one is doing really well, and then that can greatly improve your chance of success. However, Kinnick does lose one in the opening engage to Guam, so it's going to make it a little bit harder to attack this point.
A little bit, but I'm just gonna bring us back to the Rocket League game. Back down to the 15 seconds. Zion up by 3, and most likely the nail in the coffin. What once was a potential reverse sweep is now a dead dream. Zion Christian winning it out in Champions Field fashion. Congratulations to Zion Christian to end it off.
That was a great game of Rocket League. It might not have gone to overtime in the final round, but the fact it made it to the final round shows you how good both of these teams are in comparison to one another. They were a perfect match. It may not have seemed that way in the beginning, if I'm going to be honest. They had a pretty significant lead in the beginning, Zion did, and then they just sort of lost it for the next 2 rounds. Then they were able to just bring it back slowly but surely, clawing their way up. But it does look like Guam was able to win that last round. We're moving into round 9. The Huevo Ult does come out. It finds 3.
Wow.
Sun Tzu on the Cypher picking up a 4th, and now it is just KO on the side of Kinnick to finish things off, falling to Sun Tzu. Wow. 3 kills, 1 ultimate. I don't think it was all ultimate. I think two
I
of
don't
those
think
were
so
grenades.
either. Yeah, it was utility kills. But regardless, Tejo is doing an amazing job right now.
Tejo has just been such a good character to zone out players and say, oh, you thought you were going there? How about no movement? How about grenades?
He's been a fun player to watch tonight since he is that newer character to the game. It's been fun to see how players have been able to utilize him.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in any of the college level matches that we've seen yet. Cerulean Knight's trying to get some kills here. Doesn't find anything, falls to the I don't know person, but Din Tai Fung manages to get a kill.
Ooh, there's 2!
And then 2 more for Din Tai Fung.
He's at a 3K. He could go for an ace right now.
Yeah, but the Odin watching the corner is going to be dangerous to peek, and it does take
get
him
that
out.
one, and all of
Ovo
a
Sound
sudden-
Radio, though, is right there ready to pick up the slack, if you will.
Right? Putting them up to a 10-0 record. They're putting themselves onto a very good track to win this one outright. But I gotta say, Tejo, he's doing an amazing job right now, getting kills and utilizing his abilities to the full extent that they have.
Yeah, Tejo just has so many zoning abilities. Like, you think he's done with one of his grenades. No, he's got another that can stun. He's got a drone that can concuss. He's got an ultimate that can kill and stun. The dude is a walking ailment, if you will. but it's so fun to watch the new strategies that sort of form. It reminds me of when Vise first started in the game.
Yeah.
Everybody didn't quite know what they would be able to do, and seeing the evolution of how this character sort of is played in the scene is definitely something fun to watch. Cerulean Knight trying to take mid here, securing it for Guam, but it looks like the rotation towards A is going to be what Kinnick decides to do. KO does have an ultimate on the board, but it depends on how he uses it, on how good it's going to be. Din Tai Fung is going to be taken out. I'm mad, though. That is a people deficit, but the spike does get planted.
There's a kill from the Reyna. He's looking for a second. He's going to blind, but not capitalize on it. Send out another one with Omen in support. They're trying to clear it out, but it's not going to work. Clove is the only one left. Not surviving, and I'm sure plenty of time to get this defuse off. Get a few extra points for themselves. They're going to put themselves up 11-0.
Yeah, that's just a tough spot to be in if you are Kinnick, but this is the last round before the swap. If there is any time to use your ultimates, now is definitely the time. Kinnick has more to work with than Guam does, but looking at the kill total, if Huevo does manage to get 2 kills, that's not a lot, especially from what we've seen, he gets to use his ultimate, which we've seen is a team wiper. So if he can find 2 kills, which is well inside the realm of possibility for him, he can take this round, but I don't think they're going to make it easy for him. KO with the disable, trying to go out, doesn't find anybody, but Cerulean Knight doesn't see the stack.
Oh no!
There's 2 people right there.
I couldn't tell if they both had omens or if it was like a omen and a phantom or.
I believe it was only 1 omen, because I think there was a Valor. There was a Vandal.
That was probably what it was, but still stacked up like that is rough. Guam now 4-3, 4-2 now, taking out Phoenix.
Lacking.
But Yoru does pop his ult.
But it doesn't matter. Zentex is just gonna find 2. I'm mad 1, 2, 3, 4 is the final one standing. Almost catching Cypher off guard, but hit with the pistol. Defenders win. Guam is up 12-0 before the swap. It'll all come down to this pistol round.
It really will. And a pistol round to go out. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, the pistol round is the hardest round in this game, in my opinion, because they're pistols. They're not supposed to be good. But at the same time, you can see a lot of players do good and bad depending on what pistols they end up using, or maybe even a shotgun, like Cerulean Knight is showing us there on attack for Guam. But it'll all come down to this. What are they most comfortable with? Are they going to go for abilities, or are they going to go for guns? And from the looks of things, guns are more falling into Guam's hands, abilities into Kinnick's.
That is true. But by the looks of it, they're all going to rush B. Only 2 agents on site, KO and Clove. What are they going to do? They're going to rush heavy when the shotgun.
Not finding anything.
Quite.
Does get taken out by the pistol.
But there's a trade.
Ooh, and the I don't know person finding another. Guam does get the plant, but Ovo Sound Radio and Zentex are quick to shorten the spread. Kinnick back at a deficit, and Guam in firm control of this site.
Yoru and Cypher, the only ones left. They need to get these kills. They need to make sure they can cover side. There's Yoru. He got Ovo. Now it's down to the Yoru. He's got to get these 2. He's got to look to his left. He doesn't see them.
See him to the left. And Guam takes this game 13-0.
And I also think, along with our only Game 5, are only 13-0 on broadcast.
I believe so, because I think the only other significant one, there was 1 taken off.
Yeah,
it was 13-1.
It was like a 13-1 or 13-2, yeah, something like that. But no 13-0s for the night. And just like that, after what seemed like forever, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's everything for tonight. Honestly, that was an incredibly fun stream, and I can't wait to do it tomorrow. I can't wait to see how these teams evolve. We've gotten to see a taste of what these teams are capable of. We know Guam is a force to be reckoned with.
Yes.
So is Zaya and Humphreys as well. I think they're going to be the 3 teams to look out for on the Valorant side of things. They just had either dominant showings or put up a violent fight against one another.
Yeah, and I mean, we're only halfway through this round robin. Tomorrow we're going to be playing through that rest of round robin, the other 5 rounds. And after that, we're going to go into bracket. There's so many games to be played and so many more results to be had.
Yeah, and that's all before the grand final, and that's all before the finals day.
Exactly.
Too. And we still got 2 more days of great Valorant and Rocket League. And we hope that you guys had as much fun watching as we did casting this tonight. We cannot wait to see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, or late at night for us. But we cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. Does come out. It finds it finds 3.
Wow.
Two on the Cypher, picking up a 4th, and now it is just KO on the side of Kin. Anything falls to the I don't know person, but Din Tai Fung manages to get a kill.
Ooh, there's
on
2!
that. And then 2 more for Din Tai Fung.
He's at a 3K. He could go for an ace right now.
Yeah, but the Odin watching the corner is going to be dangerous to peek, and
Ooh,
it does
he does
take
get
him
that
out.
one, and all of
Obo
those
sound
goals.
radios it, but the spike does get planted.
There's a kill from the Reyna. He's looking for a second. He's going to blind, but not capitalize on it. Send out another one with Omen and support. They're trying to clear it out, but it's not going to work. Clove is the only one left. Still stacked up like that is rough. Guam now 4-3, 4-2 now, taking out Phoenix.
lacking.
But Yoru does pop his ult.
But it doesn't matter. Zentex is just going to find 2. I'm Mad 1, 2, 3, 4 is the final one standing. Almost catching Cypher off guard, but hits it, and Guam in firm control of this site.
Yoru and Cypher, the only ones left. They need to get these kills. They need to make sure they can cover side. There's Yoru. He got Ovo. Now it's down to the Yoru. He's got to get these 2. He's got to look to his left. He doesn't see them.
See him to the